can do it here. Swinging a drive. Deep center field. Going back is Scott. And that one is gone. This game is tied at 6. Harden drives in. Harden. And it's rejected by Flag. Flag recovers it. Flag driving. He might go coast to coast. Gives it to Nembhard in the corner. Nembhard for 3. Bang! For 3. Ryan Nembhard makes it a 20-point lead. Hands it off. Rodriguez up the middle. Touchdown, Commanders! Rodriguez with the touchdown run. Chris Rodriguez Jr. straight up the middle. Touchdown! Welcome into District Nation, everybody, as we're getting going for the third game of a 3-game series between the New York Yankees and the Kansas City Royals. Welcome in, everybody. We are should have a good game today. I don't know if I should say supposed, but I don't know why I have it on the NAT screen here. If I could find anything else here, I don't think that's going to be much better. We'll stick with this. All right. Gotta bring this up a little bit. But the Washington Nationals are not playing tonight. They played this afternoon. They lost the third game of a 3-game series, but the Nationals already won games 1 and 2, and we're here decked out in Nationals gear for the game between the Yankees and the Royals. Yankees have taken the first 2 games of this series heavily, so they have blown them out game 1. They had a good win game 2, so this is just going to be, can the Royals hold on and get 1? Personally, I think I'm going to be rooting for the Royals in this one because I like an underdog story and I like Bobby Witt Jr. I'm rooting for Judge for fantasy. I got some skin in the game on this one. No bets or anything. But I got guys in fantasy who are in this game. So I'd like to see both teams perform because I have Aaron Judge, who's going to hit 3rd in the order for the Yankees. On the Royals side, I have Vinny Pasquanito on another team. So I have some guys in fantasy who I'm willing to watch. Michael Garcia, he's on one of my teams. I'm really ready to watch these guys. And tonight, the story is going to be Garrett Cole for the Yankees. The story is definitely Garrett Cole in this one. Garrett Cole is making his 2nd start of the season. His first start last game, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts over 72 pitches. Obviously, they limited him a little bit, but that limited pitch count still got him through 6 innings. So good thing for Garrett Cole. His ERA still coming into his 2nd start against the Royals. He's 4-1 with a 2.77 ERA with an 0.94 WHIP. They've hit sub 200 off of it. They're hitting 199. Should be a good game. I think personally might be a good game. He's coming off of an injury. Across his rehab assignments this season, he has been with high A, double A, and triple A. All those places for rehab assignments. He's owned to the 4.66 ERA. This is his 2nd start in the big leagues. He worked 6 runs in his first 6 innings, no runs. So a good first start. And here he is for his 2nd start of the season, where he's going to come in and pitch against the Royals. The Royals, 22-33. So nothing too great here. Opposite records here. The Yankees are 33-22. Complete opposite records. What do we see from tonight? I hope we see a good game. And I hope the Royals can get back to only 10 under 500. I would like them to win a game today. The Yankees also. I'd like Judge to do well, but they somehow lose. But I have Garcia and Pasquanito on 2 teams, so I'd like those 2 to do well. I'm rooting for Lane Thomas here, former Nat. It's not like he left on his own terms. He was traded away, so I have no beef with Lane Thomas. I love Lane Thomas. Lane Train. I really like Lane Thomas as a guy, as a player, so I'm excited to watch him play. So we saw Garrett Cole's rehab assignment stats. Not the best. First start, pretty good. How does that translate to his 2nd start? He's a little more settled in now. Now he's going to have to actually play. I think the Yankees are looking for him to come to play against this Royals lineup in the 3rd game of a 3-game series. They're playing a night game for the 3rd game. No getaway day for either team. If they're traveling, they're going to travel after a night game. It is a Wednesday, though, so they have a day for travel. The Nationals had a matinee game, and then they have a day. Now, they can go back tomorrow, take their time. They get a good practice in. They could go back, get a good practice in. That's just Nationals thing there. But now, thinking about another side here, the Nationals are going to have to come in, and they're going to have to play the Padres on Friday, which is a good matchup. But for now, we're not going to talk about that for now. For now, we're going to keep talking about the games we're looking forward to, and the game we're looking forward to is the Yankees and the Royals. So I'm trying to figure out sound here. Looks like it is working. The mic's working. It should be working here. Yep, it just says the sound is a little off. Oh, it's not the way up. I apologize, everybody. Sound was not all the way up. There we go. Sound is now all the way up, so it should be good now. Didn't notice that. So this is 2024 stats for Garrett Cole. 8-5 with a 3.41 ERA in 2024 in his 17 games. Limited starts because of injury during that season. That was his last time in the MLB and one of his worst seasons on record ERA-wise. One of his worst records. So he was usually sub 3, but he had a lot of threes as well. So those threes brought him to a career just over 3. In the ERA category, we'll look at the final career stats here. But his stats are over 3 because of a struggle season like 2024. Will he struggle now in 2026, or will he bounce back and be the Garrett Cole of old? But the Garrett Cole of old has been in the league for 12 years now. It's got to pile on at some point. He's been up here since 2013. That's 13 years since he was playing for Pittsburgh, then went over to Houston, now in New York. Third team in his career stop. Career stats. 153 and 80, so the record's good with 317. He has 318 games, all 318 of them have been starts. He's been a starter all his career and been pretty good. He was also involved in the sticky stuff allegations going on. I think he did use sticky stuff, but now maybe that's why you may see an ERA drop just a little bit. 2020 and on, 3.23, 3.50, 2.63 in 2023 though, over his 33 starts, and then 3.41. But before that, in 2019, 2.50. 2.84, 2.88 in 2018. So you could see a little rise in the ERA after they started to crack down on the sticky stuff a little bit. Could that mean something? Maybe he was using sticky stuff. Just a little bit. We don't know, though. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, to a game we don't usually call. It looks like we already got in here. Happy evening, baseball, sir. That's there. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. So here we go. We're getting closer and closer to game time as we're just a few minutes away. We'll get started with the starting lineups in just a moment. So here we go. Just a few minutes away. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Be sure to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Vote in the poll so I know who you're rooting for. And make sure to tune into future streams. And as well as tuning into future streams, be sure to remember to go subscribe to the new channel, Pure Adrenaline Football. I put a post about it. Be sure to go subscribe to that channel. So now we're about 3 minutes away from first pitch, so we're obviously going to get started with the starting lineups and batting order for tonight's game. Starting with the opposing New York Yankees, they're 32-22. They are second in the AL East, 2.5 games behind. Leading off at first base is going to be Paul Goldschmidt. Batting second is going to be the designated hitter today, Ben Rice. Batting third in right field is going to be Aaron Judge. Batting fourth at center field is Cody Bellinger. Batting fifth is Ahmed Rosario. Rosario mans second base. Batting sixth at shortstop is Anthony Volpe. Batting seventh is going to be Ryan McMahon. McMahon is the third baseman. Batting eighth is going to be Jose Caballero. He is the left fielder in today's game. And batting ninth, doing the catching, is Austin Wells. And on the mound for the Yankees is going to be Garrett Cole. Cole 0-0 with a no ERA over 6 innings worked in his first outing. Once again for the Yanks, that's Goldschmidt, Rice, Judge, Bellinger, Rosario, Volpe, McMahon, Caballero, Wells, with Cole on the mound. Now, for the home team, the Kansas City Royals, leading off at third base is going to be Michael Garcia. Batting second is going to be the shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting third at first base, the Italy man, Vinny Pasquanito. He's at first base. Batting fourth is the catcher, doing the designated hitting tonight, Salvador Perez. Batting fifth is going to be Carter Jensen. Jensen's the catcher in today's game. Batting sixth is going to be Lane Thomas, the center fielder. Batting seventh is going to be Jack Caglione. He's the right fielder. Batting eighth is going to be Michael Massey. He's at second base in today's game. And batting ninth is going to be the left fielder, Isaac Collins. And on the mound for the Kansas City Royals, getting ready to warm up now, is Noah Cameron. He's 2-3 with a 4.72, ready to go. We're 84 degrees at first pitch. Once again for the Royals, that's Garcia, Witt Jr., Pasquanito, Perez, Jensen, Thomas, Caglione, Massey, Collins, with Cameron on the mound. 84 degrees is going to be the first pitch temp. Getting ready for baseball here. Looks like we got some few clouds above the sky, but mostly sunny. So we're getting ready for baseball right here. Looking a little bit into the numbers on the records, this is game 56 for both teams. The Yankees 33-22, 22-33 for the home team, the Kansas City Royals. We're going to get going to the game day screen. Charge! For a Wednesday night baseball game is Cameron, the lefty wearing number 65, is out there, Noah Cameron. This is going to be his 10th start of the season 2-3 record, 4.72 as mentioned. 47.2 innings worked. His ERA and his innings sync up. 4.72 for both of them, 4.72 ERA. 47.2 innings worked. Let's go. We're at 282 subscribers now. Gained some since our last stream. We'll be back this Friday, but more on that in a little bit. As we're getting going, Cameron's going to feature the four-seamer, a cutter, a changeup, a curveball, and a slider. He's going to use the four-seamer the most, obviously. The cutter, the changeup, going to complement it. Curveball, slider worked in. That's a normal lefty arsenal there. Comes at you with a fastball, different arm angle, and he's going to face a good lineup for the Yankees today, though. They're very powerful on it, but lefty's going to lead off in Paul Goldschmidt. Then you got Ben Rice and Aaron Judge, who have been some of the best hitters in the league in general. Ben Rice has been better really anyone else. He's been one of the best catchers in the league, probably, or first baseman. Umpires for today's game. Trip Gibson is at first. Ryan Blakeney at second. Marvin Hudson, the crew chief, is at second base, or Blakeney's at first, and Nick Marley's at third. Hudson, once again, the crew chief, and the special umpire.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo! Yeah.
Got to always feature the Enrico Palazzo sound effect. As we're getting going, Cameron will step on the rubber. He's going to face Paul Goldschmidt to step up to the plate. From the right side, 29 home runs and 815 OPS against the lefties for the Yankees this season. Leads the MLB. We're ready for baseball right here on District Nation. We're getting started maybe 1 minute late. Looks like we're going to get started at 7:41, 7:42. This is the most live it'll be because I'm on MLB TV. Going to be a little more live than we usually are. Won't be as behind. Paul Goldschmidt, the righty, stepping up to the plate. We are ready for baseball. Looks like Pasquanito is going to need a new pitch comm device here. That's interesting. The first baseman is the one asking for a new pitch comm device. You don't see that much at all, really. The pitcher, first baseman, being too concerned about the pitch comm device. It's usually the pitcher or the catcher who's really concerned about that because they needed the most. Oh, Pasquanito needed a new glove. So not the pitch comm device. He wanted a new glove. Perfectly reasonable, Mr. Pasquanito, Italy representative during the WBC, playing first base for the Royals tonight. It'll be Paul Goldschmidt for today's game as Cameron steps up to the rubber, the lefty facing a righty. Veteran Goldschmidt, he'll work out of the wind. First pitch to Paul Goldschmidt is high and in, ball one with a fastball, and we are underway right here with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. We're about 2 minutes late, 7:42 start. Goldschmidt hitting 255, the pitch, and that is in there, called strike one with a fastball. We were scheduled for a 7:40 start, just a couple minutes late. Better than all the delays we've been having before, like last Sunday. Here comes the 1-1 to Goldschmidt. He takes way inside with a slider at 88. Makes the count 2-1. Cameron in the line, the 2-1 to Goldschmidt. That is in there, called strike two with a changeup. That was way inside, actually, but I guess umpire Gibson liked it. Now Goldschmidt will take his time out. He swings one of the bats with the barrel that's much more round at the bottom, the unusual bat. Came to the Yankees a couple years ago. Here's the 2-2 from Cameron. Curveball that stays upstairs and that fills up the count. Didn't get too much drop on that curveball that time. So that makes the count 3-2. As Cameron waits on his side, steps out in front. Now he goes into a step-back windup, the 3-2 to Goldschmidt. And this one is swung on, grounded at the third baseman. Garcia comes up with it cleanly, fires to first in time to the first baseman, Pasquanito. And that's how we're getting started tonight for tonight's Wednesday evening baseball game. That's out number one. So now to bring up the red-hot Ben Rice. And I know he's red-hot because he's been red-hot for my fantasy team. So he has been one of the better hitters. I thought he was a late pickup. Just needed a guy to come in and do his thing, a first baseman just to come in and be that just not great, and that's outside ball one with a cutter. I needed him to be consistent a few points, and he's been red hot to start it. 285 over his 50 games already, 16 bombs. Here comes the 1-0. Swinging a line drive. That's going to be fielded off the ground by the second baseman, Macy. Fires it cleanly over to the first baseman, Pasquanito, for out number 2. So Ben Rice grounds out. It's out number 2. It's a good thing those outs are not considered points lost. And now it'll be Aaron Judge, who's been better than any other hitter, unless he's in a clutch situation. Hitting 256, 17 home runs, 33 RBIs, all with those bombs still. Abrams is still ahead of him in RBIs. First pitch to Judge is in there. No, it's not. Thought that cutter was in the zone. Umpire did not. That looked like it was. The 1-0 from Cameron to Judge. Judge takes a changeup at 79. This time it dunks into the zone, called strike one, and that'll even up the count. Ultimate Sports Network saying hello. What's up, Ultimate Sports Network? Thanks for tuning in. The 1-1 to Judge is way low and out with a changeup. It'll be a 2-1 count. Thanks for tuning in, Ultimate Sports. Fellow play-by-play guy. He does football a little bit. Works in some baseball. Here's the 2-1 to Judge. And this one is inside, ball three with a cutter way inside. Almost got him that time. So be 3-1. Still, Judge didn't really step out much. Career versus the Royals. He's hitting .322 with 17 bombs. So he's been good against him. Cameron now has to throw a 3-1 to Judge. Here's the pitch, and that is swung on and missed on a cutter. And that fills up the count to 3-2. So be 3-2. 2 outs here. The hypothetical runners who are not on base will be going. The 3-2 from Cameron. Called strike 3 on the curveball that dunks into the zone. And that'll end the inning. Noah Cameron works a 1-2-3 for the Royals. Here in the top of the first, 2 groundouts and a strikeout. And that's how we end it. No runs, no hits, no runners left on base. After the top of the first, it's the Yankees 0, Royals coming up. Nothing much. All right. Let's go. Hope everyone's having a good evening. Be sure to put the reason you're watching or the reason you're tuning in the poll. And thanks for hanging out with me tonight. This is just a kind of a last-minute stream. Scheduled it this morning. Didn't have anything to do tomorrow, so might as well stream a game. So to be Michael Garcia, and then Bobby Witt Jr., and then Vinny Pasquanito. Those would be the 3 hitters for the Royals. I'm wondering, did Michael Garcia compete in the WBC? Because if that is the case, that means the top 3 hitters in their lineup all competed in the WBC. That would be nice if they had that. Even then, you get 3 guys who... So Michael Garcia, he did. Michael Garcia played for Venezuela and won tournament MVP. Wow. So... You got Michael Garcia leading it off, the tournament MVP, and then Bobby Witt Jr., the shortstop, Team USA, who Paul Skeen smiled for, and then Vinny Pasquanito, who managed to take down Team USA. So, good for these 3 guys, showing off their stuff. So you got 3 guys who competed in the WBC. Have to be at work at 6 a.m. by tomorrow. Oof, early morning. Yeah, I Googled it, just made sure. So here we go to be Michael Garcia. Just had to clarify by Googling it. Once again, it's Garcia, Witt, Pasquanito for the first 3 for the Royals. Hopefully this WBC trio can get something going. I thought Perez was a manager, I heard. Or that was Pujols. That was not Perez. That was Pujols, who was a manager during the WBC. Kansas City's field looks a little bit packed for a Wednesday night game. Second row, they're having trouble fill up. Now Garrett Cole in his second start this season. First pitch over his... Here's the first pitch to Garcia, and he takes just outside. It'll be a 1-1. It'll be a 1-0 count. Garrett Cole was the 2023 Cy Young winner. 6-time All-Star, 2-time ERA title. Here comes the 1-0 from Cole, and that one is in there. Called strike 1 with a sinker on the outside corner, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. Salvi was in the WBC too. Okay, that's nice. Now, Cole brings his hands over his head. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Garcia, and he swings and drives this one to left field. That's going to be diving play by Jose Caballero. Nice play on that line drive for out number 1. Spectacular play by Jose Caballero. Garcia smoked that liner out to left. He had to range over a few steps and made a leaping catch for out number 1. Nice play by Caballero. Garrett Cole will give him a hand. So now it'll be Bobby Witt, who's having an absolutely amazing season. Cole. Here's the pitch to Bobby Witt, and that's outside ball 1. Matthew says, wow, diving play. Let's go. It was a good play. He made a nice play out there. Didn't know Caballero had the defensive skills like that. And now Cole will go back into the wind. Here comes the 1-0 to Witt. And Witt will drive this one down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. And that one is going to be foul. Going to be a strike. So that one was hit hard, but it can't get out of here. Matthew says Bobby Witt is one of my favorite players. That is awesome, man. I love Bobby Witt, too, because he was on Team USA. Love Bobby Witt Jr. Did so much for Paul Skeens. Here comes the 1-1 to Witt. He swings and misses at a slider, low part of the zone. It'll be a 1-2 count. Guardians beat the Nats today, but got to admit, guys got a good team. Yeah, we do, I think. Keep playing like that, and this Nationals team could sneak into the playoffs. I think it is very reasonable for them to do that. As Cole into the line, here comes the 1-2 to Bobby Witt. Witt swings and fouls this one back, and we'll do 1-2 again. Royals wearing their home white uniforms, blue trim with Royals inscribed across. The Yankees, of course, wearing their road grays, New York scripted across. So 1-2, one out here in the bottom of the first. Cole facing Bobby Witt. Here comes the 1-2. Low ball, too, and that'll even the count. Anyone who has Bobby Witt in fantasy lately, been doing well. Bobby Witt been one of the more consistent players in the league. 283 subscribers. Let's go. 283 thanks to that new subscriber. Getting closer and closer to that 300 mark now. That's a big number. Here comes the 2-2 from Cole. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Witt goes for a fastball low in the zone. He can't get it. So that's strikeout number 1 for Garrett Cole. Only had a few in his last start, but now he's trying to go to work now. Guardians versus Nats World Series. No, I think when I mean playoffs is sneaking into the wild card. I don't think we'd go much farther if we're lucky. DS. Division series at most. That's just my side of it. You can give your side. So now it'll be Vinny Pasquanito, the lefty, to face Cole, the righty. First pitch, and Pasquanito takes inside ball 1 with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Two outs here in the bottom of the first as Cole shakes off now. Now he'll go into his wind. A long windup now. Here comes the 1-0. This one is lined down the right field line, but it's foul due to 1-1 count. A lot of foul territory here. Not as much as Athletics. I'm not going to go as that far, but as the Oakland Athletics old stadium had a ton of room down each line towards the fence where you could catch a foul ball. There's a good amount of room here at Kauffman Stadium. So it'll be a 1-1 here to Pasquanito. Here's the pitch. It is way outside ball 2. It'll be a 2-1 count. So 2-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Thanks to that new subscriber. It's cool that we're climbing so much, getting closer and closer to 300. We started at 130 at the beginning of spring training. Now we're here. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss. And it'll be a 2-2 count. Quick question, DN. Why did you choose this game to commentate? Honestly, because the game was on and no one else seemed to be calling it. And it's a Wednesday night, no school tomorrow. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a foul back. We'll do 2-2 again. I really just kind of last minute wanted a game to call, and this was a good game because Garrett Cole making his second start, a vet that I've enjoyed watching because the Nats did well against him. So I enjoy watching him and just enjoyed it. Here comes the 2-2 to Pasquanito. Called. Strike 3 with a changeup at the low part of the zone. Strikeout number 2, and that's 2 strikeouts in the inning for Garrett Cole, who has a good first inning, a line out, and 2 strikeouts. So that'll end the inning. 1 inning down. It is still Yankees 0, Royals 0. Love it, by the way, young buck. Keep it up. Thank you. No school tomorrow. Yep. No school at all for me. And it's a Wednesday night, so might as well call a Wednesday night game. The Nats were playing during school. I followed it, and it was a good game. I'd say that. It was a good game. Nationals could not get the win. I got home in the 9th. I listened to it on the way home as I was headed home from school. I got home at the 9th, so I got to watch Cade Smith pitch against the Nats. We got a run on him. The Nationals were able to manufacture a run against the best closer in baseball right now, which that shows our fight. We came out of nowhere and did that, which was great. So we'll head to the top of the second. Here we go. Mr. Matthew says, I have to get some work done. See you, DN. I'll be keeping up with your channel. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you more on many streams. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we'll head to the second inning. It's going to be Cody Bellinger, Ahmed Rosario, and Anthony Volpe for the Yankees in the second inning. You got to love watching Anthony Volpe. Love him or hate him. Anthony Volpe is fun to watch. And it's not even for a bad reason. It's just funny to watch him. He's randomly a good player. He also is a meme sometimes. People seem to like to make fun of him for not being in the MLB much. But I mean, by that point, you got to say they're not in the MLB, but he finds himself in the MLB. So we'll head to the second, 0-0. Into the wind is Cameron. First pitch to Cody Bellinger, the fellow lefty. That's a fastball that creases the bottom part of this corner. It'll be an 0-1 count. So 0-1 here in the top of the second. The pitch to Bellinger. In there. Called strike two with a sinker. It'll be an 0-2 count. So 0-2 here. Top second. Here comes the 0-2 to Bellinger. Low ball one with a slider in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher here, Jensen. Should be a 1-2 count. 1-2 is Cameron. We'll go back into a step-back windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball right at the first baseman, Pasquanito, who is shaded over. He'll take it himself for out number 1 here in the second. Cameron, the pitcher, ranged over there to cover the bag, but Pasquanito was already headed over there. Good thing was, Pasquanito was playing a little bit more towards the hole, a little bit off the bag, deep, a little bit almost touching grass on the infield position, and he was ranged over anyway, managed to make a nice play, and went to first. So he was able to take it himself. And I mean, you wouldn't say an athletic play was hit near him, but a smart play to play Bellinger that way. It's now to be Ahmed Rosario. The first pitch is in there, called strike one with a changeup. It'll be an 0-1 count. 0-1, 1 out here in the second. Here comes the 0-1 to Rosario, and that's low ball 1. Former Nat, Ahmed Rosario, played for them. We had both Rosarios in 2024 and 2025. You had Eddie Rosario at one point, and then the next year, you get Ahmed Rosario. So it'll be a 1-1 here. Here's the 1-1 from Cameron to Rosario. Rosario swings and misses at a curveball way low. Got him to chase it that one. Rosario had a bomb yesterday. Yankees really exploded in the first few innings of yesterday's game with the Royals. Here comes the 1-2. Swinging a foul off the catcher. Oof. Catcher Jensen takes that one in the leg, it seems like. Going to stretch it out for a second. It'll be a 1-2 here. Hopefully he's okay. Yesterday, the Yankees got on the board early, so it must be really, really nice for the Royals management and team who are in the field right now to get a scoreless first. That must have been very helpful for them after what the Yankees were able to do to them yesterday and putting up so many runs on them, too. A good amount of runs, and they've been scoring a lot lately against them anyway. Here comes the 1-2, the pitch to Rosario. Swinging a ground ball. This is going to be at the second baseman. Nice play by Macy. Goes to first in time for the out, and that's out number 2 here in the second. So that again, the shift, near the shift hit on the ground towards the right of second base, and second baseman Macy was flying over there. So they've hit it right into the shift twice now. So to be 2 quick outs for the Royals here. 2 easier outs too. So now to be Anthony Volpe, the pitch, and this one is inside ball 1. I can trick you up with that. I can say in there for a strike or inside, and no one would know a difference. 281 for Volpe in his limited ABs. Here comes the 1-0. In there, called strike 1 with a fastball. See, I can change it up. 15 runs by the Yankees on Tuesday, and then on Monday they scored 4 in a closer game, 4-3. Here comes the 1-1 to Volpe, and he takes in there, called strike 2 with a changeup. He had a home run last night as well. 1-2, 2 outs. Cameron in the wind. Here comes the 1-2 to Volpe. Low ball 2, blocked by the catcher Jensen. Once again, Jensen takes a little beating behind there. So that'll even up the count at 2-2. 2-2, 2 outs here in the second. Cameron goes back into his quicker step-back windup. Here comes the 2-2. Swing a ground ball. This is going to be towards the hole. Shortstop Witt ranges over, fires to first in time to get a hustling Volpe for out number 3. So 3 ground balls to 3 different people that inning. You get first, second, and then short ground balls for the Royals in the second inning. Noah Cameron works another 1-2-3 inning. 6 up, 6 down for him so far. No runs, no hits, no runners left on base that inning. He's faced 6. He has sat down 6 of them, 5 ground balls, and 1 strikeout. Whatever works for you, Noah Cameron, to get this win. Went to the bottom of the second. Garrett Cole will go out there for his second inning. It'll be Salvador Perez to lead it off for the Royals. A veteran in Salvador Perez. Very veteran. I don't think you can get much more veteran than Salvador Perez. I think the only closer one would be, who is a close veteran? An example for a team like Salvador Perez. You got to ask the question at some point. Maybe we could consider Zimmerman, but he already left the league. There's not too many of them left from that old generation. A lot of them recently retiring. Charlie Blackmon out of the league. Always with the Rockies, drafted by him, stayed with him the entire time. So not too many veterans who are like Salvador Perez who are much in the league anymore. You got to start considering now who are going to be the next ones, because we saw these younger guys. We saw these guys as the young kids at one point. I remember watching them in their primes, and now they're the veterans, and they're the ones retiring. Remember seeing Zimmerman get all those RBI counts, all those big home run counts. It was fun to watch him do that. So we'll head bottom 2. We'll see Perez, Jensen, and Lane Train Thomas. I'm excited to watch Lane Thomas in a new uniform, but I will always love Lane Thomas. No matter what uniform he wears, I will always be a Lane Thomas fan. One of my favorite Nats through that rebuild. He was there. He was having fun. He was there. He was trying his best, and he stepped up and became a team leader the next couple years. He was one of the consistent guys when we traded him. Cleveland, very sad, but he made the playoffs that year. 136 home runs for Perez at Kauffman. Here's the first pitch to Perez. Is swung on and fouled back. He's one shy of the Kauffman Stadium home run record with his 136. Be nice for him just to get a hold of one right here. He's hitting .212 with 9 home runs, 25 RBIs. So they're just letting him in here to try to hit home runs, is what I'm hearing. 629 OPS. They just want him to try to hit home runs. And I mean, Garrett Cole, if you get a hold of him, you can do it. There's been a guy who's done that before. As Cole will go into his wind. Here comes the 0-1 to Perez. He takes low and out with a slider, and that evens up the count at 1-1. Bottom of the second here. Welcome into District Nation. If you're new here, be sure to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button to help out the channel. We usually cover Nats baseball, Commanders football, and Mavs basketball. But we got a different MLB game here. Here's the 1-1 to Perez. And that one is swung on and grounded. Roll over to the shortstop. Volpe and makes a nice play. Fires over to first to get a jogging Salvador Perez for out number 1. Volpe had to range over for that one. Perez almost put it into a hole. Hit it a little bit harder. I think that one's through for a base hit. But just kind of rolled over there for out number 1. So now it'll be Jensen, the catcher. Carter Jensen hitting .226, 6 home runs, 23 runs batted in with his .701 OPS. Here's the first pitch, and this one is in there. Called strike 1 with a knuckle curve. (0-1), 1 out. Here, bottom 2. Cole into the wind. Here comes the 0-1 to Jensen. This one is sword swing on that one on a slider in. Strike 2. Wow, that was really a sword swing there. Wow. Way low and in slider. Jensen wanted it first. Once he went, he couldn't hold it back to a sword swing. Garrett Cole can celebrate if he wants to, but he won't. Cole. Hands over his head. Here comes the 0-2. Swinging a foul back, and we'll do 0-2 again. Right off the net where some fans flinched when it was hit back there. 0-2, 1 out here, bottom of the second. On deck is Lane Train. I like Lane Train to get a knock here. And so far, all the guys who have batted in this game, no one has put one for a hit yet. Here comes the 0-2 to Jensen, and that is swung on and missed on a slider low and out. Strikeout number 3 for Garrett Cole, and he keeps racking up the strikeouts. He's got 3. He had 2 in the first. Now he has 1 here in the second. 5 up, 5 down for him so far. So far, 11 hitters have hit, and 11 hitters have been put down through this entire game, and we're in the bottom of the second. So now to be Lane Thomas to hit. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Into the wind is Cole. Here's the first pitch to Lane Train. That is in there. Called strike 1 with a fastball at 96 miles an hour. It'd be an 0-1 count. Ian is here. He says, who are you rooting for? I am rooting for the Kansas City Royals because, as you can see, Lane Thomas is currently hitting, and he's a former Nat. The 0-1, Thomas takes called, strike 2 at 95 miles an hour with that fastball to be an 0-2 count. Lane Train, we're in 15. Once again, Ian, I am rooting for the Royals because they have Lane Thomas, and not a big Yankees guy anyway. Here comes the 0-2 to Lane. Lane swings and misses at a fastball, or he tipped that one into the glove, and that's strikeout number 4 for Garrett Cole. He sets down Lane Thomas on 3 pitches. He's got 4 strikeouts in the game. Now, 12 batters have hit in this game. All 12 have been set down. No runs, no hits, no runners left on base in that inning. We will head to the third already. It's the Yankees 0, the Royals 0. It'll be Ryan McMahon, Jose Caballero, and Austin Wells for the Yankees in the third inning. But yeah, I'm really rooting for the Royals. I have Michael Garcia, Vinny Pasquanito. I think I may have Salvador Perez on one of my teams, but I do have Aaron Judge and Ben Rice on a couple teams, so I'm following those guys. Just watching them. It's nice to watch them a little bit, and usually I'm not calling it when I'm watching for fantasy, but, I mean, it's good to follow. Always have it in my back pocket. Lane needs to lock in. Yeah, 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and a strikeout. Yeah, but he fouled off the last one, and he's facing one of the better pitchers throughout the decade, I'd say. The past couple decades, Cole has been dominant. Pitched in World Series 2019, and a guy who was able to, in his first at-bat, Juan Soto struck out, but you could tell he was waiting for something in his next at-bat. 2 at-bats, he has a double and a bomb, and they both go opposite field, and he put it up to the train tracks at the Astros ballpark. I don't know what they call it now, but it was Minute Maid Park back then. And at Minute Maid, the train tracks is really hard to get. That's the equivalent of third deck at Nationals Park, maybe a little bit smaller. He went opposite field and did that. So, wow. Juan Soto opposite field off of Garrett Cole, off a power fastball. And that's what Soto knew he was known for. He knew Cole's thing was his power fastball, so he waited on it. In his first at-bat, he was patient, didn't hit one yet. And then in his second at-bat, he got a hold of a couple in his second and third at-bat. I don't know which one was which one was the home run, which one was the double, but it was nice to see Soto be able to do that. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Drag bunt is foul. First attempt by Ryan McMahon from the left side. Drag bunt attempt went foul, and it'll be an 0-1 count. So it'll be 0-1 here. So it looks like I'm ahead of ESPN now. Yes, for once in my life, I'm ahead of ESPN because I'm watching it on MLB TV, and I usually have to watch it locally through cable. So now Cameron will go back to the wind. Here's the 0-1, and this one is outside, ball 1, way outside with that cutter, and that evens up the count at 1-1. 1-1, no outs here in the third. It'll be McMahon, Caballero, and Wells for the Yankees. Here comes the 1-1 to McMahon. And that is swung on and fouled back, and it'll be 1-2. This one playable for Garcia, actually, in a foul ground, but that one will get out of play. He gave it a look. The cameras made it look like that ball was not playable. And then we see Michael Garcia running over, looking like he might actually make a play. So it'll be a 1-2 count here in the third. 190 average for McMahon, struggling a little bit, but all the Yankees players seem to be splitting a little time. They've got a lot of good guys on the bench. It's good when you have a problem of you got too many good players. The 1-2. Swing and a sword swing on a slider way outside with that one at 85 miles an hour, way out of the zone, and he swings at it, and he goes down swinging. Cameron with another strikeout number 2. He gets him on a way outside slider with a sword swing, too. He took a sword swing that time, and that's out number 1 here in the third. So now to be Jose Caballero, the left fielder to hit, who's hitting .259. Cameron to the line, first pitch to Caballero. He did not flinch on a 79-mile-an-hour changeup. Dunks into the zone. Jose Caballero did not flinch. He moved after the pitch was thrown. He did not move a muscle when that pitch was thrown or when it got to the plate. He had no intentions of swinging there. Here comes the 0-1 from Cameron. He's going to show a bunt. He gets it down the third base line, but foul. It'd be 0-2. Michael Garcia was playing decently deep. But now to be an 0-2 count, and it'd be suicide for him to bunt here. And not a suicide squeeze. It'd be literal suicide for him to bunt right here. No Cameron. Now 7 up, 7 down for him. So both pitchers have something going here through their first 2 innings at least. As now Cameron into the wind. Here comes the 0-2. Swinging a fly ball, foul, and we'll do 0-2 again. Caballero on top of that fastball, and we'll do 0-2 again. Should be 0-2, 1 out here in the third. Cameron waiting on his sign. He shakes off a couple times. Got some claps around Kaufman. Here comes the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball. This is going to be at the third baseman. Garcia playing deeply. Fires it to first in time to get a running Caballero for out number 2. Now Garcia's seeing a little action. He's got a couple ground balls. Had his first one in the first. Now he gets one in the third. So that's out number 2. And that'll bring up Austin Wells, the catcher, with 2 outs here in the top of the third. So in his first outing against the Yankees on April 18th, Noah Cameron only worked 4 innings and he gave up 7 hits. And the pitch is swung on and missed on a slider, and it's 0-1. They hit 3 home runs on him in his last outing, and this time Cameron does not want to do that. 8 up, 8 down so far as he goes in back into his wind. Here comes the 0-1 to Wells, and that's going to be a curveball that stays upstairs, and that evens up the count at 1-1. In between the top and the bottom of the third, we'll check out the scores around the MLB, check out what's going on, tell you some final scores from the matinee games and others. Here comes the 1-1. That's a curveball, and it dunks into the zone, and that makes it a 1-2 count. Finds its way dunking in. So it'll be 1-2, 2 outs here. Wells sitting 181. Last year, he led off the season with a bomb for the Yankees. I think that's also when the torpedo bats were still surfacing pretty well, was when Wells led off that game. Cameron, who wears goggles on the mound. Here comes the 1-2. Upstairs, ball 2. He wears glasses, prescription goggles up there on the mound. He wears stirrup pants and number 65. A good fit out there. The goggles, I like those on the mound there. Here comes the 2-2. Just high with a curveball. Just couldn't dunk it in the zone, and that fills up the count. Replay says it barely touched, but they did not ABS it. So it'd be 3-2, 2 outs here. No runners on the move at all. Cameron shakes off a couple times now. Now he'll go into the wind. The 3-2. Swing a ground ball, foul, third base side. Egregious lefty shift here on Wells. You got Witt Jr. playing up the middle. Bobby there. Macy playing toward first. Pasquinito in a little bit where he usually is. And Michael Garcia almost playing the shortstop position. What if Wells decided to bunt right there? What if he decided to bunt? Then the pitcher has to make the play. So to be 2 outs, 3-2. Andreas says, what's good, Deanne? What's up, Andreas? Hope you're having a good day. So here we go. 3-2, 2 outs once again. Maybe he should put down a bunt here. Just embarrass them for the shift. Because they are shifted extremely on him. And I don't get why you need to be, in 2026, when there's shifting rules, why you need to be that shifted on Austin Wells, of all people, too. Who's not the most lefty pull hitter. I'd understand it with someone else, but maybe not Wells. The 3-2. Just outside ball 4, but catcher Jensen is going to challenge this one. He's going to use the first ABS of the night. We'll look at the replay. Here it is. It's a strike. It clipped the outer part of the zone just enough to be a strike. Called strike 3 now on a full count. It is overturned, and that's a strikeout for Noah Cameron, his third of the night. So once again, he faces 3 up, 3 down. 2 strikeouts in the inning and a ground out. He gets McMahon to strike out, Caballero to ground out, and Wells to strike out looking. No runs, no hits. No runners left on base. Will go to the bottom of the third. It's still the Yankees 0, the Royals 0 as we head to the bottom of the third. It'll be Jack Caglione to lead it off for the Royals in the third, and then Macy and then Collins for the Royals. Caglione, the former Florida guy, competed in the 2023 College World Series that Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz competed in. Had a lot of guys in there who are big now. So we go check on some other scores around the league. Of course, the Guardians beat the Nationals 3-2, just barely. The Nationals just couldn't complete the sweep. They're still 1 game over 5. For the Orioles, they're beating the Rays 8-0. The Tigers have a 3-0 lead on the Angels. Cubs and Pirates all knotted at 4 in the top of the 6th. Red Sox beating the Braves 6-0 in the 5th. 2-1 lead for the Mets over the Reds in the top of the 4th. White Sox beating the Twins 2-1. The Yankees and the Royals just underway. That's us, actually. Headed to the bottom of the third. Astros and Rangers just underway in the bottom of the first. Dodgers and Rockies going to start at 10-10. Some finals. The Blue Jays beat the Marlins 2-1. The Brewers beat the Cardinals 2-1. The Athletics lost to the Mariners 9-1. Mariners get the win. D-backs beat the Giants 3-2. And the Phillies beat the Padres 3-0. Second time around the batting order, they'll start hitting. You'll see what is up, Barry Smith. Thanks for tuning in. You never know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. So now we'll get Jack Caglione to hit it here. He's playing right in today's game. So I'm going to go ahead and help the channel. We're going to turn on subscribers only mode here. So if you want to chat from now on, I am going to turn on subscribers only. As Cole will now go in the wind. He'll face Caglione from the left side. Jack Caglione also pitched for Florida. First pitch to Caglione. Low ball one. That's called strike one. Okay. We got called strike one here. So it'll be 0-1 here. Caglione hitting .239, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. And a knuckle curve low part of the zone, and it's 0-2. So we're going to turn on subscribers only mode here. Any duration, so anyone who is subscribed can come in and chat. Just hit that subscribe button. Any duration allows you to subscribe. The 0-2. Swing and a miss at a slider. Jack Caglione goes down. Strikeout number 5 for Garrett Cole. First time through the order so far. They're 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts. The Royals cannot touch Garrett Cole right now. Garrett Cole off to a very good start there. That a good spin rate on it. Good spin rate from that slider. Got a lot of movement. So now to be Macy, the second baseman, to hit in his first AB of the night. Now Cole into the wind, over his head. Here comes the first pitch to Macy. That is swung on, lined into right. That's going to be a base hit. Chasing after it is Judge into the corner. Macy around first, headed to second. He will be there safely with a double as Judge lobs that one all the way to second base. Michael Macy, 9th double of the season to right. There you go. So now, from no hits to a runner in scoring position for the Royals. So Collins, the left fielder, has a chance to drive in a run here. Macy with his 9th double. Just put that one down the right field line. Judge had to chase after it and just lobbed it in. No showing off the arm for Judge, and it'll be Collins now, and he takes it in there, called strike one, with a knuckle curve at 83 miles an hour. That'll make it an 0-1 count. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Royals Yankees baseball here, live on District Nation. Isaac Collins hitting now. Here comes the 0-1 from Cole. Collins takes a changeup outside. That'll even up the count at 1-1. So now Macy has a chance to score, get the Royals on the board first. I think after losing that one so badly yesterday, they would really like to be the first scorers today. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss at a changeup, and it's 1-2. Cameron's doing them some favors on the mound. Noah Cameron, 9 up, 9 down. First time through the order, they went 0 for 9, 3 strikeouts. They cannot put the ball in the air. They only struck out or grounded out. Here comes the 1-2 as now Cole. Step off now. Maybe he wants a new sign. It's be 1-2, 1 out here. Steps back onto the rubber. He now will go into the stretch. He comes set, so he had his sign ready to go. Maybe he just needed a second there. Here comes the 1-2. This one is swung on and popped foul behind him. We'll do 0-2 again. Austin Wells will put a new ball in play. So it'll be the 1-2 count again. Cole now up to 33 pitches. The pitch count is not high for his third inning of work, especially the work he's done so far with 5 strikeouts already. A strikeout pitcher here against a team that strikes out a little bit. So Cole will step back onto the rubber. He comes set. He doesn't really go into the shuffle position for too long. Here comes the 1-2 from Cole. Swinging a ground ball foul down the first base line, fielded by first baseman Goldschmidt, who did make a play on it, but it was foul. He was going to throw it up to Cole on the mound, covering at first. So 1-2 again here. Collins trying to battle here, get the pitch he likes, maybe get a base hit, try to score Collins. And if he hypothetically grounds out, it'll be 2 outs, a runner on third, maybe a runner at second for Michael Garcia, who lined out back in the first. So he had a good piece of Garrett Cole. It'd be nice to get a good piece of him again. So now Cole gets his sign. He comes set. Facing Collins. Here comes the 1-2. Turn around and throw it to second. Back in safely is Macy on a dive. Volpe laid the tag, but back in safely. So do 1-2 again here. Looks like manager holding the game here. Does not want to challenge, though. I don't know why they'd want to challenge there. It was a late break back to second for Macy. Volpe thought he had the call, but they did not get it looking at replay. He got in under the tag. The 1-2 here from Cole. Swing and a miss at a changeup outside. Strikeout number 6 for Garrett Cole. 6 strikeouts their first time up. The Royals go 1 for 9 with a double and 6 strikeouts. Wow. That's interesting there. So now it'll be 2 outs and Michael Garcia with a runner at second. Coming sets Cole. Here's the first pitch to Michael Garcia. Garcia takes a slider in there called strike 1. Low part of the zone, it'll be an 0-1 count. So there's no NBA game tonight. I checked. It's gonna be every other night now for the Thunder and Spurs series, as it'd be an 0-1 count here. Here's the pitch. Outside with a slider, and that evens up the count at 1-1. So we 1-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Stepping back onto the rubber is Cole. He comes set. He waits. Here comes the 1-1. Swinging a line drive, right field. That's going to fall for a base hit in front of Aaron Judge. Runner coming home. The throw is in time from Aaron Judge to gun Michael Macy at the plate. Aaron Judge once again throwing off the cannon. He shows it off again. He guns down Michael Macy. The Royals will not challenge. Wow. Michael Garcia gave him a chance there with a base hit to right, but Aaron Judge had other plans for Michael Macy. Guns down as he's run home. He's running home and he's gunned down by Aaron Judge, who has an absolute cannon out there from right field. That's out number 3. This time, the Royals get 2 hits. They get no runs. 1 man left on base. We're through 3 now. In less than an hour, we're through 3 innings. From Kansas City, it's still the Yankees 0, Royals 0. So we head to the 4th. Wow. Aaron Judge showed off the cannon during... Excuse me here, I'm going to take this off for a second. He showed off the cannon during the WPC, and now he's showing it off during the regular season. So he has no mercy for these runners. When can they run if Aaron Judge is on the field? Is there any point where they can be safe out there? When is that point for them? As we'll head to the 4th. Wow. That's a lot. So we're through 3 here. Thanks to everyone who's already tuned in. Cameron 9 up, 9 down so far. He'll head to the 4th. It's going to be Goldschmidt, Rice, and Judge for the 4th inning for the Yankees. Maybe the Royals will be able to hold their offense down for a little bit. And thanks to everyone who's tuning in, even though this isn't a normal Nationals broadcast for me. This is our second time calling a different MLB game. We usually do this when we have time and no game to call. This is what I end up doing. I like calling these games. Watch the competition and watch fantasy, which was important to choosing this game. I picked a game I knew I had skin in the game for. Got to pick guys so I can watch them and know what's going on. So we got 7 likes on the stream. Let's go, everybody. Thanks for hitting that like button. Everybody be sure to hit that subscribe button. Tune into the channel, and I'll post a link at some point, but be sure to go subscribe to Pure Adrenaline Football. It's the new channel where we're posting football content. All my football videos will be on there, as well as my normal channel, including the running back projections video I made recently. We'll be making another one tomorrow. Here's the first pitch from Cameron to Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt takes a cutter in there, called strike 1. It's an 0-1 count. We will be making more football content, including series previews, more live streams right here on the channel for all the Commanders games. The 0-1 is low, ball 1 with a changeup. That'll even up the count. And, of course, Navy football on Saturdays, as many Saturdays as we can. And then, of course, Commanders content, as Cameron will go back into his quick windup here after shaking off a couple times, actually. Not going to go in just yet. Now he does, the 1-1. Goldschmidt takes a slider high and in. That'll make it a 2-1 count. Took that one on the high and inside part of the zone. Cameron working quickly now. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Goldschmidt. Swinging a fly ball. First fly ball here hitting a foul ground, but this one will get out of play. This will be 2-2. That's one of the only times they've elevated a ball so far. Even if it was a foul ball, they elevated it. Wow. They actually managed to elevate a ball there. So it'll be 2-2 here. So Noah Cameron, this is the first time he's ever retired the first 9 batters of a game in his career. Took him 47 pitches. Here's the 2-2. High ball through that curveball. Can't dunk into the zone once again. He's tried that a couple times now where he tried to dunk a curveball into the zone, and it just couldn't get in there. So that'll fill up the count to 3-2. Cameron in the wind. The 3-2. Swinging a line drive into left field. That's a base hit. Fielded by the left fielder, Collins. There goes the no-hitter and perfect game for Noah Cameron. He didn't really have a bid for it too much. Just 3 innings, first 9 shut down. That's a base hit for Paul Goldschmidt in the leadoff spot. Ball right in the zone where Goldschmidt could just pull it out and send it to left field to Collins. So now Goldschmidt's on first for Ben Rice, who's been a red-hot hitter. Fantasy-wise and actual baseball-wise. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Cameron comes set. First pitch to Ben Rice, and he loops this one out to left. Going back to the left fielder, to the track, and it's off the wall. Left fielder Collins played it off the wall wrong. It goes into the corner. He's still chasing it. Ben Rice in a third with a sliding triple. Goldschmidt's going to score, and it's 1-0 Yankees. That was an interesting play. Left fielder Collins goes back to make the play off the wall, and it goes off the mat part of the wall, which is middle part of the wall where there's cushioning, and it bounces off that cushion to the left, and Collins was playing it like it was going to bounce directly off the wall. It rolled to foul territory. Rice was able to advance up to third, and Goldschmidt able to score. They might take a second look at this tag, but I don't think Michael could even get it on him. It's now to be Aaron Judge with a runner at third. He takes a slider up and out, ball 1. So Ben Rice has a triple with an RBI to left field. So it's 1-0 Yankees now here in the 4th. The pitch to Judge is inside and low, ball 1 in the dirt. It'll be a 2-0 count. Ben Rice won't even think about going far there. He's at third. Aaron Judge today, he's 0 for 1, strikeout looking back in the first. But the Yankees getting the offense going. Here comes the 2-0, and Judge takes it right in there, called strike 1 with a cutter. That'll be a 2-1 count. Judge went to tap his helmet. No, he doesn't. Kind of shakes his head too. So this comment is proving to be right. Second time through the order, they're 2 for 2 after going 0 for 9 the first time. The 2-1. And Judge takes a changeup in there, called strike 2. He immediately takes a practice swing before the glove, or even the ball is back into Cameron's glove. He immediately took a practice swing there. So it'll be a 2-2 count here. Cameron, or Judge, will call time here. Looks like he's just grabbing some dirt. He's going to put it on his batting gloves. We'll do 2-2 here. Ben Rice over there at third with no outs. This that'll be good for the old fantasy points, but not for the Royals game. Here comes the 2-2 to Judge. Judge swings and pops this one up. Shallow center. Coming in to the right is Caglione. Now it's going to be Caglione, the right fielder. He makes the catch. Rice is headed home. The throw is offline. Rice in without a slide. That throw was towards the third baseline, and the catcher, Jensen, had to go up the line a little bit. Could have swept the tag, but he couldn't. The throw also bounced to the catcher. Caglione made a strong throw, former pitcher. Just not the absolute best throw of his career. Probably bounced it to the catcher, tried to make the scoop, and then the tag on Ben Rice, but he was able to pass it. Didn't even need a slide there. So now to be Cody Bellinger. Cameron now can face a lefty and work out of the wind. First pitch to Bellinger. He takes outside, ball 1. So now it's a 2-0 lead for the Yankees. They've now put 2 onto the starter Cameron after he set him down. 9 up, 9 down the pitch. And Bellinger grounds this one foul down the first base line. That evens up the count at 1-1. Looks like Gunnar Henderson has 2 home runs for the Orioles. Here comes the 1-1 to Bellinger. He swings and grounds this one down the first base line. Once again, foul. That one hugged the line a little bit. Almost could have been fair. Just a hair early on that one. So it'll be a 1-2 count now. He's so early here. Why not go to the curveball? Embarrass him a little bit. Go to the curveball low and out. See what he does. He could be expecting it here, though, as Cameron step back windup. Here's the 1-2. Check swing, did he go? No. It'll be a 2-2 count. That slider was low and out. Wasn't a curveball, but it was a slider. Bellinger gave it a check swing, but they say he didn't go. So that evens up the count at 2-2. And Cameron, now time called here. Bellinger steps out of the plate. He'll step back in now as Cameron goes to the rosin to get himself some rosin on his hands. He steps back onto the rubber. Clock winding down. He goes at 8. Here's the 2-2. Swing! And I missed at 77-mile-an-hour changeup outside. Strikeout number 4 for Cameron, and that's out number 2 in the inning. That was a changeup low and outside, and he did indeed embarrass Bellinger on a slower pitch. He brought it down to 77 miles an hour to get him to swing through that one. Now he'll face Ahmed Rosario, who went yard yesterday. First pitch to Rosario, and he takes a 78-mile-an-hour curveball for ball 1. That was high and outside. Rosario, the former Nat, he's 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to the second baseman. The pitch, and he swings and misses at a 78-mile-an-hour changeup. Took a huge hack at that one, but cannot get a piece of it. So that evens up the count at 1-1. As now Cameron waits now. We're not going to go back to the wind. Here's the 1-1. Ahmed Rosario fouls this one straight back on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. It'll be 1-2. That's something Cameron's doing very well today. He's mixing up the pitch speeds very well. He can go from a 78-mile-an-hour curveball and a 77-mile-an-hour changeup to the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And after going to 78 to 92, here's the 1-2 pitch, and that is swung on, grounded, opposite field. Second baseman, Macy has to range over. Now he throws it to first in time for the out to get the running Rosario. So that one was hit where the second baseman wasn't fielded, wasn't standing. So he had to range over a little bit towards his position, but he managed to make the out. So 2 runs in the inning for the Yankees on 2 hits. No errors, no runners left on base. We will now head to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Yankees 2, the Royals nothing. We'll head bottom 4. It'll be for the Royals. They'll get the heart of the lineup with Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquanito, and Salvador Perez. Can they find a way to bounce back from 2-0, make it feel like a 0-0 game again, and put up 2 runs? Even it back up. That's your best chance. Don't live in a deficit all game. Get the runs back now. That's, I think, something the Nationals have figured out. Get the runs back now instead of later. And they do that well. The Nationals have been doing that well this year. Maybe the Royals can learn a lesson or two from the Nationals as we head to bottom 4. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, to District Nation. We don't usually cover these 2 teams, but I've actually covered the Yankees a couple times now. And for other events besides that I like them. I just watch them because they're a good team in general, I think. But I've covered them for Sunday Night Baseball all the time, and I covered an afternoon game they played. So this is not the first time that I've actually watched the Yankees for a stream. I have never watched the Royals, though, even if they've never played the Nationals a time I was streaming, and now here I am watching them during a different game. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thank you for making me your voice of tonight's game. We'll head bottom 4 here. Just waiting on the inning to get started now. Bobby Witt, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Same with Pasquanito, and Perez grounded out in the second. So they pretty dry on offense. Garcia, that hit back in the 3rd, that was a single that could have scored Macy, but Judge guns him out at home. Wow. It's a good play by him. Judge has a cannon, and he gunned out Macy. The first pitch to Witt. He takes outside with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball way outside. Looks like a slider where that one was placed on the low and outside corner. It'll be a 1-0 count here. 294, 9 bombs for Bobby Witt, 25 RBIs. Here comes the 1-0 to Witt. He takes a slider low, and it'll be a 2-0 count. So it'll be 2-0 here. Cole working quickly now, but he still brings his hands over his head every time. I think this is something he recently did. Now he touches his brim. I mentioned that for a reason, because that's how he cheated back before. That's to Witt. He takes a knuckle curve low and out, ball 3. So it'll be a 3-0 count. Cole now at 41 pitches. Bottom of the 4th. Witt will take a timeout. I'll bet you he has the green light. I will bet that. I bet Bobby Witt Jr. has the green light here. 3-0, no outs, bottom of the 4th. Why not? And it's May. The 3-0. The pitch to Bobby Witt, and he swings and just hits this one to shallow center. Going out to Rosario, coming into center fielder Bellinger. Rosario calling for it. Rosario will make the catch out there in shallow center. So the second baseman Rosario gets out there to make the catch for out number 1. Rosario had to make a good play too, headed all the way out there. Got pretty deep into the outfield too. By that point, you're asking, why is Rosario out there to make that play? So that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th, and it'll be Vinny Pasquanito to hit now. Cole into the wind. First pitch to Pasquanito. And he swings and just loops this one out to left center. Going out to Volpe, and it's going to be Volpe to make the catch for out number 2 out there in shallow left center field. So that's out number 2 on a little looper out there. So 2 outs now. That'll bring up Salvador Perez, the heavy-hitting designated hitter in today's game. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. If you enjoy this channel, consider subscribing. And as well, since we're coming up on the 5th, I am going to post the Pure Journal and Football link. So be sure to subscribe to that channel as well. As now Cole waiting on his sign. He goes into the wind. First pitch to Salvador Perez. That is a knuckle curve in there called strike 1. Just flicks an 82-mile-an-hour knuckle in there. Should be 0-1 here. Excuse me there. A little yawn. Here comes the 0-1 to Perez. Perez with a big hack fouls it down the third base line. It'll be an 0-2 count now. So 0-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. We just crested an hour for game time, and we're into the bottom of the 4th. So this is shaping up to be a pretty decently quick game. I didn't want it to be. I wanted this to be a good game. The Yankees staff this year has been good. They're second in ERA with a 3.04. Quality starts 24. They're tied for 5th. People are only hitting .210 against them. Wow. So 0-2 here from Cole. The pitch to Perez. Perez swings and misses at a slider low and outside. And that time, Garrett Cole lets out a little squat there for a celebration. Squats to the ground. Lets out a little strikeout number 7 for Garrett Cole. He gets 1, 2, 3 on the Royals. So we're through 4 from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. 7 strikeouts for Garrett Cole. No runs, no hits, no runners left on base. They go 1, 2, 3. Once again, we're through 4, and it is still Yankees 2, Royals nothing. They cannot respond that time. It would have been nice for them to respond, get the runs early. So on to the 5th, it's going to be Anthony Volpe, Ryan McMahon, and Jose Caballero for the Yankees. They're combined 0 for 3. So we head to the 5th. Will Cameron be back out there after giving up 2 runs in the 4th? Maybe. Just let him ride out there for a little while. He had a good amount of pitches on the pitch count. I think he's at the count where you can say, okay, let him ride a little bit. Let him get into the game a little bit. I'd like to see him get to work a little bit. Thanks to everyone who's already tuning in. Be sure to hang out. And this Friday will be the next time we're streaming. Only one day in between this and our next stream. It'll be this Friday. 6:45 Eastern Standard Time will be first pitch between the Nationals and the Padres. That'll be our next stream. Our normal Nats. Excited to watch them. They'll be wearing these jerseys. We will not be on the mic on Saturday. I am going to the game to get the Abrams bobblehead and, of course, enjoy some baseball. And then on Sunday, we'll be back, and chances are, I think we may do the power rankings. I still need to talk to PAS about that. But I think we may do the power rankings on Sunday. If I have time, I will definitely ask him. I could appear on there, hang out with him, talk some baseball. I don't know just yet. As we head to the 5th, it'll be Volpe to lead it off. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop. 5th inning, we go. It'll be Cameron for a 5th inning of work. It'll be Volpe, McMahon, Caballero in this inning. Just waiting on them to start the actual broadcast here. See if there's any changes. No changes just yet. So looks like ESPN just caught up. I apologize. It was behind a little bit. But here we go. Now it'll be Cameron back out there for a 5th inning of work. He will step up to the rubber for his inning number 5. Been a good game for him so far. Thus far, 2 runs given up, 2 hits over a period of 4 innings. That's got to be a pretty good start. You got to be happy with the result so far if the offense can't get behind you. First pitch to Volpe, and he swings and misses at a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and it'll be an 0-1 count. Got to be a good start for Cameron. But the offense needs to get going. Help him out a little bit. At least give him a no decision. Here comes the 0-1, and that is swung on, grounded foul, and a 79-mile-an-hour changeup. So I didn't get to say this because he struck him out on it, but Noah Cameron has a superpower right now. he can drop it down to 78 miles an hour on a breaking ball and go up to the mid-90s for a fastball, maybe low to mid. Here comes the 0-2, low ball one with a curveball at 83. He can go from this pitch to a faster fastball in the mid-9s. That doesn't look like 90 coming after a 79-mile-an-hour curveball. That looks faster. So it takes some time to catch up, which is really, really good. As now Cameron in the line. The 1-2 outside with a fastball at 93. There it is. So it looks a little bit faster to the hitter because he just seen a slow pitch there. Ronald Duffney saying hi. What's up, Ronald? Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for tuning in, Ronald. Cameron in the wind. 2-2 is swung on, grounded up the middle. Shortstop Witt ranges there. Fires to first in time once again to get Anthony Volpe. That's his second ground out of the night to the shortstop, Bobby Witt. So out number 1 here in the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Ryan McMahon, the third baseman. He got struck out by Cameron his first time up back in the 3rd. That was when he went 9 up, 9 down. We thought he was invincible. Then he gives up a run, 2 runs in the 4th after a single and a triple pieced together. Here's the first pitch from Cameron, and this one is swung on, fouled off on a 84-mile-an-hour slider to be a 1 count. Ronald Duffney saying, how are you? I'm doing great. The Nats had a good game today. Now I'm calling some Yankees Royals. How are you doing, Ronald? Hope you are doing great. I'm doing awesome here. Ryan McMahon hitting 188, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs as Cameron steps back onto the rubber. He's at 70 pitches now. 5 or 6 innings out of him would be great for the Royals, though. Into the line to the 0-1. That is high ball 1 with a cutter, and that evens up the count at 1-1. This will be 1-1 here, top 5. I wonder what either of these teams' bullpens is like. The 1-1. And that is swung on and missed on a curveball, and it's 1-2. 82-mile-an-hour curveball, low and in on the zone. Gets McMahon to just swing and miss through that one. So it'll be 1-2 now. Cameron waiting on a sign. Ready to hit is McMahon. It's a lefty-lefty matchup here. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a line drive to right. Right there is Jack Caglione who'll make the catch for out number 2 on a line out to right field. Just a little liner out there to him, and that's out number 2. So now to be Jose Caballero. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out in today's game. Only 2 hits given up by Cameron, though, which just happens to be placed well and together for it to drive in runs, and then Aaron Judge with that sac fly. That sac fly, the only fly out of today's game as well. So now to be Jose Caballero, the left fielder. First pitch, and that is in there. Called strike 1 on a changeup. It'll be an 0-1. So be 0-1 here. Now Cameron back into the line. Here comes the pitch to him, and that is just high with the cutter, and that evens up the count at 1-1. So be 1-1 here. Here's the pitch to Caballero. That's going to be a curveball that dunks in there, called strike 2. So far, Jazz, who's not in the order tonight, the man Jazz Chisholm is not in the order. So that's interesting. Just was thinking about that now. The 1-2, swinging a foul back. We'll do 1-2 again. Volpe in the lineup. You could put him somewhere else, though. Had a home run yesterday. This season, 54 games, he's hitting .246, doing pretty well, .324 on base percentage. His OPS, .724. Here comes the 1-2. Swinging a line drive out to right center field. That's going to plug the gap. Right fielder Caglione will cut it off, so it'll just be a single for Jose Caballero here in the top of the 5th. So that's a hit and a runner on first with 2 outs. So top of the 5th inning, 2 outs, and Caballero's on first, and that'll bring up Austin Wells, the catcher. Good job by Caglione to run over there and cut it off before it gets too far into the gap. Good outfield play by him, the former pitcher for Florida. As I've mentioned, it was nice watching him pitch. He threw hard. First pitch to Austin Wells, and he fouls this one. Third base side to be 0-1. Cameron about to hit 80 pitches here in the 5th. By this point, do you even send him out for a 6th inning? As a non-Royals fan here, I would like him back out there because he's doing pretty well. But if I'm a fan in this situation, I'd like him to preserve his arm. Make sure he's healthy. Here comes the 0-1 to Wells, and he will take it right in there, called strike 2, the slider. Once again, a hitter that doesn't even move on a pitch in the zone. First one to do it was Caballero back in the third, and now Wells does it again, but he had better intentions there. I think he tried to call time, didn't get it, so he just kind of didn't move on the pitch. So it'd be 0-2, 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Cameron leans down as he goes for a sign. He now comes set, facing the lefty Wells. The 0-2 coming. Here comes the pitch. Will go back over to first on the throw. Back in safely without a tag is Caballero. So Cameron will go right back to work. It looks like they're showing Austin Wells did not move a muscle until he just kind of put his bat down. So it'll be 0-2, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Swinging a ground ball. This is going to be right at the second baseman. He fields it off a few hops. Goes to first in time to get a catcher Wells, who actually ran pretty hard there. So that's out number 3. The Yankees get a hit in the inning, but they can't do anything with it. No runs, no hits. One man left on base. Led to the bottom of the fifth. It's still the Yankees 0, Royals nothing. Now the Royals really need to get some runs. They just had another scoreless inning worked by Cameron. Help your guy out here. Come on. He's doing some good work here. Get some runs for him. You're really wasting a guy like Bobby Witt, too. Bobby Witt, who's just so good offensively and defensively, and he doesn't really have a great offense around him. It'd be nice for Bobby Witt to be a playoff contender. That'd be fun to watch. So it'd be Jensen, Thomas, and Caglione for the Royals in the bottom of the fifth. It's always fun to see Lane Train. He struck out on 3 pitches, though, in his first AB. Would like him to maybe last a little bit longer as we head bottom 5. 16 votes in the poll. Let's go. We already got 16 votes. The Yankees are winning the poll. 50% of you want the Yankees to win in this one. Okay. Let's go. I do not care. I personally have thoughts more towards the Royals, but I am kind of hearing both the arguments, hearing both the opinions here, and giving both the opinions here. I don't really have a team I'm completely rooting for. As you can tell by the logo, Nats fan. So that's just a little bit there. So let's go. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Help out the channel just a little bit by doing both those things. And if you're watching this on a replay, be sure to leave a comment. Say what you think on the game. Put your opinions in. I'm always happy to hear arguments and everything. So we head bottom 5. This is already a quicker game this Wednesday night. I think both teams won't play again till Friday, though. So it's not like they really desperately need a travel day. I think both teams are leaving Cleveland, though, for the Guardians. I believe they may be staying home, but the Nats have to head to D.C. Maybe the Cleveland Guardians stay home. They do. The Red Sox will come to them. So I don't see why we didn't play on Thursday. Maybe playing a 4th would be nice. But the Nationals, desperately who needed an off day, got an off day. Their arms have been working hard lately. And they get a nice off day. Especially Poland, who started 2 of the 3 games this series after being called up from AAA Rochester earlier last week. So it'll be Carter Jensen. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Cole back out for a 5th inning. First pitch. Jensen takes a slider in there called strike 1. It's an 0-1 count. 0-1 here, bottom 5. Jensen hitting out the 5-hole, the pitch. And that is swung on and flied out to shallow right, going out second baseman Rosario. Rosario calling off the first baseman Goldschmidt. It will be Rosario to make the catch for out number 1. So that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. And I'll bring up Lane Train. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in today's game. Will he get on the board with a hit? So far, the Royals have 2 hits. Nothing really strung together with them. No runs really to go with them. Macy had that double. Garcia singles. And Aaron Judge guns him out. Here's the first pitch to Lane Train. The pitch. Lane, sword swing there on a slider low, and it's 0-1. So Lane Thomas has seen 4 pitches. All 4 have been strikes, and he's buried deep now into an 0-1 count. So far in this game, has not gone to ball yet. The 0-1. Thomas finally takes a slider low and out, and it'll make it a 1-1 count. So finally, Lane Thomas catches a break. He won't have to hit below in the count or even in the count. He'll be at a 1-1, so he is even here. Cole's only given up 2 hits here. Here's the 1-1. Thomas takes a slider low and out, and that'll make it a 2-1 count. Lane Train played with the Nats in 2021. 2022, 2023 is when he really broke out for them. 2024, he gets traded mid-season, goes to the Guardians, who were a playoff contending team at that time. So he got to go to the NLCS, or the ALCS. The 2-1, and Thomas fouls this one back, and we'll do 2-2 now. He did get to play in the ALCS. He played against the Yankees, in fact. That was the year the Yankees made the World Series as well as the Dodgers. The Dodgers would get the win. But Lane Thomas, in one of the elimination games for the Guardians when they were on the verge. Lane Thomas hits a double, and then Jean-Kenzie Noel comes up and launches a bomb, if anyone remembers that. The 2-2. Called. Strike 3 on a fastball. Paints the lone out part of the zone. Strikeout number 8 for Garrett Cole, who continues to shove off the mound. 8 strikeouts into his 5th inning of work. He gets Lane Thomas looking on that one. So 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. And now that'll bring up Jack Caglione, who's 0 for 1 as well. I think we're saying as well a lot with these 0 for 1, 0 for 2 lines here. So it'll be Caglione, the pitch to Caglione. Swing and a miss at a fastball at 96. Got to do the Italian accent with his name as Caglione. Jack hitting .238, 5 home runs, 11 ribbies. He was on Team Italy with Pasquinito, the 2 most Italian names you'll ever see, and he fouls this one third base side to be 0-2 at 97 with that fastball. It is like the joke I saw when they're saying memes about Italy assembling their team. Whose name ends in a vowel? Is what they're saying. Criteria to make Italy's World Baseball Classic team. Do you like pasta? The 0-2 to Caglione. He takes a knuckle curve low at 80 miles an hour to be a 1-2 count. Bottom of the 5th here. Cole into the wind. The 1-2 to Caglione. Swing and a miss at a knuckle curve low in the zone at 84 miles an hour. Slow that one down. Strikeout number 9 for Garrett Cole. Another 1-2-3 worked again. 6 batters consecutively set down. We're through 5. We will head to the 6th. No runs, no hits. No runners left on base that time. 2 strikeouts that inning for Garrett Cole. We'll head to the 6th. The Yankees still have a 2-0 lead. It's going to be the top of the lineup for the Yankees in the 6th. And will Cameron be sent out there for a 6th inning of work? We'll see. It'll be Goldschmidt, Rice, and Judge for the Yankees in the 6th inning. Goldschmidt and Rice had the 2 hits in the 4th inning. And then Judge has a sacrifice fly that drives in a run. So all 3 of these guys have been offensively efficient back in their 4th inning, and now they'll come up in the 6th. Hopefully this time the Royals may be able to hold them and then get some runs in the 6th inning. The Royals will have their bottom of the lineup up in the 6th, but the bottom of the order is the one that manufactured an almost run. Macy doubles, Collins strikes out, then the top of the lineup comes up. Michael Garcia able to single. Those 3 guys will hit in the 6th. So maybe, just maybe, they find something. So we'll head 6th inning. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Pure Adrenaline Football YouTube channel in the chat. Be sure to go subscribe to that channel. We are growing in popularity. We're going up in subscribers. I'll check the count. We're at 21. We have been gaining, and we have a lot of good creators a part of it. So far in the contributors part, we got Pure Adrenaline Sports, Thomas Fitzpatrick, DK Bones, Overlord CK, Jonathan Iliardi. However, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Then, of course, District Nation covering the Commanders, and CP's True Mets Talk is now listed in there. Let's go. CP's going to be part of the troop, part of the team. So we head to the 6th, and it'll be Goldschmidt to hit. Will Cameron stay out there, though? He will. He'll go into his 6th inning of work, and he'll face Goldschmidt. Now face the lineup for a 3rd time as he now goes into the wind. First pitch to Goldschmidt, and this one's going to be a curveball dunks in there. Called strike 1 at 76 miles an hour, and it'll be an 0-1 count. There you go. Check out that channel. Here comes the 0-1, and that is high ball 1 with a cutter. So it'll be a 1-1 count. We're going to have win-loss reactions. We're going to have links to our streams on our respective channels, but content's going to be made over there, the 1-1. Goldschmidt lines this one to right field, down opposite field. That's going to get down, and playing it into the corner is the right fielder Caglione. That's a base hit for Goldschmidt. He'll stop at first. So just hits that one to right, goes to the opposite field. So go subscribe to that channel, Pure Adrenaline Football. A big group of us. So now with no outs, a hit for Paul Goldschmidt brings up Ben Rice with a runner at first. Once again, same situation. The pitch to Rice. He swings and grounds this one foul. First base line. It'll be 0-1. So runner at first. No outs here at top of the 6th. Now go. Subscribe to that channel while you have a moment. You can just click on the link. Go subscribe. Pure Adrenaline Football. A new upcoming channel with a group of people. Here comes the owner, Rice. He takes low with a sinker, and that evens up the count at 1-1. So 1-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. 287, 16 home runs, 35 RBIs. Today's game, he's got a triple. Here's the 1-1. He swings and misses at a slider, and it's 1-2. So it'll be 1-2 here in the 6th. 87 pitches now for Cameron. Noah Cameron just trying to work as far as he can. There was an arm up in the pen for the Royals when they last checked. Didn't get a name, they didn't show, but there's action, so that's important. So we 1-2 here. Cameron waits on his sign. He's got it via pitch comm. Here comes the 1-2. Check swing foul on the curveball. We'll do 1-2 again. On deck, of course, the big slugger, Aaron Judge. So he's 0 for 2 on the day, though, but that's scary. He has a sac fly. He hasn't gotten on base yet, though. Ben Rice, though, has a triple. So Ben Rice figured out Noah Cameron. Here comes the 1-2. Cameron delivers. Swinging a ground ball foul. First base side, and we'll do 1-2 again. So just trying here to maybe get an out. So we 1-2 here. 89 pitches now for Cameron. The pitch count just keeps climbing. So we'll do 1-2 here. Cameron comes set. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. At a slider, or did he foul that off? Okay. So Ben Rice got a piece of it that sent it to the dirt. Thought that was a swing and miss. We'll do 1-2 again here. Good breaking ball there, and Ben Rice just gets a little bit of a piece of it. So we'll do 1-2 again here. 1-2. Coming sets Cameron. The pitch coming. He delivers. High ball 2 with a cutter, and that makes the count 2-2. So 2-2 here. Rice, 1 for 2 on the day. A triple as mentioned. He grounded out back in the first to the second baseman, Macy. The 2-2. Swinging a ground ball foul again, and we'll do 2-2 yet again. So once again, just gets the breaking ball there. We'll do 2-2. On deck is Judge. No outs here. A dangerous chance for the Yanks. 92 pitches now for Cameron as Rice has worked an AB here. Here comes the 2-2. Just low, ball 3 with a changeup, and that fills up the count to 3-2 at 75 miles an hour. Really slowed it down that time. 9 pitches in the at-bat. He's used basically everything but the fastball. He's used the sinker, the slider, the curveball, the cutter. Why not go to the fastball? Here's the 3-2. Check swing. Did he go? No, says third base umpire Marley, and that puts Ben Rice on base with a walk. I thought he went on that swing, but he did not. So there's a runner on first via walk. Now a coach will come out. I think this might be the end of the day for Noah Cameron. Or this could be just the pitching coach. And it will be the end of the day. So to be Schreiber put into the game. Schreiber will be put into the game for the Royals. He'll come into the game. So after the walk, that's the end of the day for Noah Cameron. 5 innings worked. He worked into the 6th. He gave up 3 hits. We don't know how many runs he gave up just yet. He walked 1 guy, and it was towards the end of the game, and he had 3 strikeouts. So was efficient with his count. The first, or 4 strikeouts and a walk. He was efficient with his pitches, though, early on in the game. 9 up, 9 down first. Then he starts giving up a few hits. Settled in a little bit after those 2 hits that scored the run. He only gave up 1 more hit, then gives up a hit here in the 6th, and then he'll end his day. So we're going to have a new pitcher here for the Royals. It's going to be Schreiber into the game. This is John Schreiber. I believe it's pronounced Schreiber. He'll come in here in the 6th inning. Schreiber will pitch. Maybe we'll get a couple innings out of him. And maybe he can keep Mr. Cameron's earned runs for today's game to 2. He has a 3.10 ERA, 22 games and 0-2 record over 20.1 innings worked, 12 strikeouts. He's been with Kansas City since 2024, in Boston 2021 to 23, and then started in Detroit in 2019 and 2020. So he's been around for a little while. And here he is with the Royals for the past few years of his life. He's tied his time with the Red Sox with the Royals now. His best ERA of his career was A 2.22 with the Boston Red Sox, 64 games worked. Good numbers there. He was a guy where COVID affected his ERA, had a 6.32 over his 15 games worked. Here we go. Now it'll be Schreiber to work. He comes set. First pitch to Aaron Judge. He's a little bit down low with a sidearm line, and that's a sinker inside ball one. It's a 1-0 count. Has a sidearm delivery. Not too sidearm, not too low with the delivery, not submarine completely, but he's from an arm angle. He's got an angle to his arm as he comes set. He wears Corbin's number 46. Here comes the 1-0 to Judge. Swinging a fly ball, right field line, but that's foul, and we'll do 1-1 now. Top six here. The Yankees have a 2-0 lead. If you're just joining us, welcome into District Nation, YouTube's home of Nats, Mavs, and Commanders. We're covering a different MLB game today, as I had a little time. So it'll be a 1-1 here. Schreiber goes down for his sign. He comes set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Way outside with a sweeper, and that'll be a 2-1 count. So 2-1 here in the top of the sixth. Looks like we got some good games going on. The Orioles beating the Braves 11-1. Giving them an absolute pounding there. So top six here, 2-1 count. Here's the pitch to Judge. He swings and grounds this one. Shortstop, Witt to second for one. To first, double play. 6, 4, and 3 equals 2. Goldschmidt able to move up to third, but I don't think that's too much of a concern for the Royals here because they got 2 quick outs. They erased the walk, so now they're just 1 out away from getting out of this inning. Moving up to third is Goldschmidt. I said he was in scoring position anyway, but now they get to face Cody Bellinger to get out of this inning. Only 1 out is needed, and that was very important for them. First pitch to Bellinger's outside, ball 1 with a cutter, and it'll be a 1-0 count. Really a tailor-made double play there. Brought the ball, guided Witt up the middle a little bit. He's able to flip it up to the second baseman, Macy, covered quickly, fired it to Pasquantino. Tailor-made there. Here is the 1-0 to Bellinger. He takes a four-seamer in there called strike 1, and that evens up the count at 1-1. Looks like we're going to finish right around the same time PAS's game finishes. So you 1-1, 2 outs. 274 average for Bellinger. Here is the 1-1. And Bellinger swings and drives this one to deep right field, but Pasquini playable for Caglione. And he makes the catch for out number 3. So that does it, and we will end the inning there. So 1 hit in the inning, 1 man left on base. No runs in the inning. So Cameron's outing ends with only 2 earned runs. Good for him. They strand a runner at third. That's 1 hit, 1 man left on base. Went to the bottom of the 6th. The Yankees still have a 2-0 lead over the Orioles as we go bottom 6. Looking here now at their records against teams like each other. Against the AL East, the Kansas City Royals are 1-10. They have won 1 game against an AL East opponent. Wow. That, got to be able to win more than 1 game against a neighboring league, or division, at least in your league. Against their own division, they're 9-14. Against the West, they're 9-3. They've been good against the AL West, and that's basically it. They've had 9 games of interleague play. They're 3-6, so decent there. But 1-10 against the AL East, who you're going to play a little bit. They're 15-16 at home, 7-17 on the road. They just haven't been too great this season. But 1-10 against the AL East. I think the Nationals, their number was, I have it here somewhere. The Nationals are 1-5 against the NL West. They've only played 2 series, but 11 games against the AL East, and you've won 1 of them. The Nationals played the Dodgers for their. This is a division with the Dodgers. So, of course, they're probably not going to win every one, but they get swept by the Dodgers, and they take 1 of 2 from another team, 1 of 3 from another team. So, 1-10, though. You've had 11 games with them, and you've won 1. Try to take this one tonight, at least. I feel like the Royals should at least take 1 tonight. That would be helpful for them. So now, it'll be Macy to lead off, second baseman. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a double. First pitch from Cole is in there, called strike 1 with a changeup, and it's an 0-1 count immediately. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cole into the line. The 0-1 to Macy, and this one is swung on, hit down the right field line. This one is going to go off the wall, off towards Judge. Oh, that's foul, so it'll be 0-2. Judge played it like it was fair, but that's foul. Macy almost had another double there, but instead it's a long strike and it's an 0-2 count. That was hit down the line, and it just went foul off the wall. Just barely there. Thought it could have stayed, but it does not. So it'll be an 0-2 count here. Cole steps back onto the rubber. He is 0-2 on Macy now. 9 strikeouts on the day. Here comes the 0-2. Make that 10. Called. Strike 3. Garrett Cole's into double digits on the strikeouts. He paints a fastball at the low part of the zone. Called strike 3, and that's strikeout number 10. Just paints with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Looking at the replay, it doesn't look like a strike, though. It looks a little bit low, but no ABS challenge there. So 10 strikeouts from Garrett Cole. That'll bring up Collins, the left fielder. First pitch, and that one is high now with a knuckle curve, and it's a 1-0 count. 1-0 count here, bottom 6th. 2-0 lead for the Yankees. 10 strikeouts for Garrett Cole now. He's a chance to strike out a dozen. Here's the 1-0. And that is in there, called strike 1 with another knuckle curve. This time it dunks in, though, and that makes the count 1-1 now. 1-1 here, bottom 6. Here comes the pitch, and this one is going to be swung on and line caught by the first baseman, Goldschmidt, out number 2. Looked like it might be a hit, but caught by Goldschmidt, and that's out number 2 here in the 6th. 63 pitches for Cole. Now we got to start thinking, if there's not a leash on him, how long is he going to go doing this? He's given up 2 hits, and he has 10 strikeouts. We're going to remember this outing for a long time? As he steps back onto the rubber, I don't want us to. Now it's going to be Michael Garcia. Garcia takes a slider in there, called strike 1 at 88 miles an hour. Wow, they cannot hit him. Garcia, though, he's 1 for 2. Had a single that did not drive in a run, though. They just barely couldn't drive one in. Here's the 0-1 to Garcia. He swings and fouls this one back, and it'll be 0-2 now. 0-2, 2 outs. Bottom 6. Michael Garcia 1 for 2 on the day. On deck's Bobby Witt. He's 0 for 2. Waiting here. Garcia's going to take a timeout. Luckily, though, he's 1 for 2, so he didn't lose any fantasy points because he didn't strike out. If you had Bobby Witt, though, you're probably at -1 or -2 points, depending on how your league scores it. But Michael Garcia, he's been a consistent guy. Of course, Christopher Sanchez did amazingly. The pitch is outside with a sinker, and that'll make it a 1-2 count. Logan Gilbert did well as well. Christopher Sanchez, 2 guys on my team. And Cade Smith. But I don't like that Cade Smith did well, because he did it well against the Nats. The 1-2. Swinging a line drive down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit all the way to the wall. Left fielder Caballero played off the wall. Michael Garcia will jog in a second, and he's got himself a double here in the bottom of the 6th inning off the wall. Michael Garcia with his 15th double of the year. So now the Royals can say they're in business. They've got one of their best hitters up to the plate with a runner in scoring position, and he's the tying run up to the plate in Bobby Witt Jr. He's 0 for 2, and he's going to face Garrett Cole. Michael Garcia out front of that pitch, but just lines it all the way to the wall off a bounce. It's now to be Bobby Witt. Cole will face him. No walk here. The pitch to Bobby Witt, and Witt takes a fastball right in there, called strike 1 at 98, low and out part of the zone. I understand why he didn't swing there. That was a good paint there by Cole. But now Witt has to be in swing mode. He's hitting .292, 9 bombs, 25 ribbies. Hasn't done anything tonight. A strikeout and a fly out to the second baseman. The 0-1. And Witt swings and fouls this one off on an identical low and out fastball, and it'll be 0-2. Can't do much damage to that pitch, especially from a guy like Garrett Cole, who can put some velocity on it. So it'll be 0-2, 2 outs. Garcia will get his lead. No one's covering him here. Here's the 0-2. Bobby swings and drives this one to right field, opposite field, but Judge is going back, and Aaron Judge will make the catch a few steps in front of the track. So Witt gave that one a charge, but doesn't do anything with it. We are now through 6 innings, and quickly. We haven't hit the 2-hour mark even, and we're already 6 innings into this game. So 1 hit in the inning, 1 man left on base is Michael Garcia after his double. We're through 6. The Yankees still have a 2-0 lead as we head to the 7th inning. like the Royals to get some runs on the board, though. Got to get some runs on the board. So it's going to be Rosario, Volpe, and McMahon for the Yankees in the 7th. And then we'll stretch and have the 7th inning stretch. Here we go, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Seventh inning coming to work. Let's see what our poll is looking like now. We got a few more votes. The Yankees are still winning at 56%, 22% for Royals. 11% are here for fantasy, and another 11 are here for extra innings. So we got Mears coming into the game for the Royals. Just saw that on ESPN. We got Mears coming in for Schreiber. He'll come in for a 7th inning. Let's get some stats on him. Let's get some numbers. It's going to be Mears. Nick Mears coming into the game. 20 games, a 2-3 record with a 3.86 over 18.2 innings worked. 14 strikeouts for him. He'll come in for the 7th inning of work after Schreiber works 1 full inning. Schreiber got a double play grounder, so no hits, no runs, no earned. He got to ground down a flyout, so no walks or strikeouts as well. So a good line for him. A successful line for him, I'd say. So we'll head top 7. It'll be Rosario, Volpe, and McMahon for the Yankees in the 7th. Royals will bring in Mears to try to hold him down. It's Nick Mears. Judge was the one who grounded into a double play. Funny, with a runner in scoring position. So that's been Judge's thing. Has not been doing well in clutch, and that's exactly what he does. So now Mears will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for this lineup. 222 average lefties hitting against him, 267 for righties. Hasn't faced as many lefties, I'm assuming, though. Or they send up lefties to face him. But they aren't too successful against him compared to righties. So now to be a new hitter here, we got Trent Grisham being pinch hit into the game. He's hitting 201 with 7 home runs and 29 RBI. So pinch hit for Rosario here in the 7th to send a lefty up to the plate. Speak of the devil there. Coming set is Mears. He'll work from the belt. First pitch to Grisham. He takes a fastball way inside, ball 1, and it's a 1-0 count. 95 miles an hour with that pitch, and it's ball 1. Mears wears number 31 out of the pen. That's Scherzer's number. I believe he still wears that with Toronto at least. He wore it with DC. That's all I remember. That's all I know so far. Coming sets Mears. The 1-0. And takes high ball 2 with the fastball. It'd be a 2-0 count at 95 miles an hour with that pitch. This would be a 2-0 count here. So not too late here for this game. It started pretty late. It's been a quick game. We're already into the 7th. If you're just joining us, here's the 2-0 to Grisham. He swings and fouls this one off on another 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Staying in the zone here. First pitch in the zone, but he's been near it all night. So it'll be 2-1 here. Grisham once again hitting 201, so just hovering the sub-200 mark, though. Mears comes set. From the belt. He deals low ball 3 with a curveball, and it'll be a 3-1 count now. So 3-1 to Grisham, who is a dangerous hitter. He's got a little pop to him. He wears no batting gloves, and he's got a mustache. Here. He has that Trent Grisham look. Now, recently the Yankees have been allowed to grow mustaches, though. Just recently, the 3-1, and he fouls this one. Left field side, and we'll do 3-2 now. Another mid-90s fastball. That one 95 miles an hour. So it'll be 3-2. So all 9 starters last night for the Yankees had multi-hit games in a 15-1 win. So they racked up the hits, and tonight's been more of a pitcher's matchup. Here comes the 3-2. He delivers. Swinging a foul back, and we'll do 3-2 again. So 3-2 once again. Just waiting here, trying to get Grisham down. Mears has thrown 6 pitches to him. Trying to get who's going to bow out first. On deck's Volpe, the shortstop. He's over 2 with 2 groundouts to his position, shortstop. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a ground ball into left center field. That's a base hit. Right through the shift in the middle of it. Bobby Witt played up the middle. Third baseman Garcia played more of a shortstop position. He put it right between them for a base knock. So Trent Grisham finds a hole in the shift and he's got himself a base hit. The Royals have been shifting a good amount today. And it's not working. It's not like they're getting too many outs based off of it. So now there is a runner at first for Anthony Volpe. Had a bomb last night. Mears sets. First pitch to Anthony Volpe. And Volpe takes outside with a sinker, and it's a 1-0 count. Here, top 7, 2-0 lead for the Yankees. Now we're getting a little bit longer game now that the offense for one of the teams is going. Neither offense seemed to get going at all before. They had little rallies that usually happen on the first or second pitch of an at-bat. Here was the 1-0 from Mears to Volpe, the pitch. And Volpe swings and grounds this one foul on a sinker, and that makes the count 1-1. Stadium seems to be filled first section. Out in the outfield, they're filled a little bit, but Kauffman Stadium's second sections don't seem to be too filled. And, of course, the suites seem to be filled a little bit. So it'll be 1-1 here. Here's the pitch, and Volpe takes a curveball in there, called strike 2. Backed him off the plate a little bit, but it gets into the zone. He thought it was coming for him. Not even a fast pitch there, but a good movement there. So it'll be 1-2 here. Mears comes set. He waits. Now the 1-2. And Volpe takes a slider upstairs, and that makes the count 2-2. Did not get the call that time. Wasn't even near the zone, really. So it'll be 2-2. Volpe, he's 0 for 2 on the day. Had that situation where he was on a rehab and then officially sent down to AAA. Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Here comes the 2-2. Low and out, ball 3 with a curveball, and that fills up the count to 3-2. Anthony Volpe was sent down to AAA after rehabbing down there. They just sent him down outright. They had Jazz up here. They had other guys. And then Volpe's called up, and he's earned his time here. In his first game, though, made an error and didn't get a hit. Kind of Volpe type of play. The 3-2 is outside, ball 4. Gets away from the catcher, but he's going to move up a bag anyway as Volpe walks. So that moves Grisham up to second, who's on the move after the wild pitch. But he just gets one bag anyway. So now runner at second after the hit and a walk here. There's runners at first and second. Now the catcher, Jensen, will come out and talk to Mears. Same with the pitching coach. That's Pasquinito to come talk to him. And that'll bring up Ryan McMahon, the lefty. So it'll be a lefty-righty matchup here, top 7. Mears, as the catcher runs back. Mears gets some rosin, getting ready to go here. It'll be Ryan McMahon to hit with a runner in scoring position. Top 7 here. 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a lineout. 187 average, 4 home runs, 16 ribbies. Coming sets Mears. First pitch to Ryan McMahon. He's going to show bunt. He pops it up, though, in a foul ground, and that one's going to get all the way out of play. That bunt got well up the first section of seats. Good bunt there. Good job, really. Should be 0-1. Should be 0-1 here. Runners at first and second. Do you think he shows it again? I don't know. Maybe he does try to put one down again. So it'll be 0-1 here. But he's already tried. I don't think he would again. I don't know a reason for him to. As Mears comes set. Here comes the 0-1. He's going to show it again. This time he takes it back. The throw back to second. And it's off. Ooh, that one is off. The runner, Grisham, hit hard there by the ball. The man who covered didn't catch the ball. So that must have hurt. Jensen really fired it down there to try to pick him off. Grisham will walk around a little bit. Make sure he's feeling okay. We just crested 250 views on the stream. Let's go. Thanks to everyone who has tuned in to tonight's stream. It's been a nice Yankees-Royals game right here on District Nation. Thanks for tuning in. We got plenty of people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Help us hit the next milestone at 300. Here comes the 1-1 coming to McMahon, the pitch. Inside, ball 2 with a fastball. It'll be a 2-1 count. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching me watch a Royals game in a Nats jersey. A City Connect Nats jersey with the hat and the jersey. Kind of an appropriate fit. I mean, it matches the royal blue. As the 2-1 here from Mears to McMahon, the pitch. Low ball 3 with a curveball. It'll be a 3-1 count. That curveball at 82 and outside the zone. So now is McMahon even swinging on a 3-1 count after walking the hit before. Does he even have the green light in this situation? Coming set to Mears. The 3-1. And that one is swung on and lined into center field. That's a base hit. Center fielder Thomas coming in to field it. Stopping at third is Grisham. Lane Thomas does have a gun, though, so the bases are loaded now. No one wants to run on Lane Train, who has an absolute cannon out there. Very underrated, but Lane Thomas has a cannon, especially out of center, too. So the bases are loaded now, and that'll bring up Jose Caballero, who's 1 for 2 on the day. You really don't want some offense. The Royals really don't want the Yankees to get a rhythm here. Try to not give up as many runs as possible. Lane Thomas hit his cutoff man, Pasquanito, well there, holding Grisham at third with no outs. Double play ball here would be nice. It'd be Caballero, the pitch. Caballero takes a curveball, low ball, 1, and it's a 1-0 count. 1-0, 1 outs. Caballero, he's 1 for 2 on the day. Single back in the 5th. He's hitting .262 with 4 bombs. Grisham at third. Volpe at second. McMahon at first. Now time called by Caballero to step out of the box. He's talking to the umpire here. Okay. What's this about? Alex Lang's in the pen, but he's talking to the umpire here about something. Looks like he's talking about something heavy because the umpire stood up and started talking to him. Caballero's talking to the ump here. I don't know what this is about. Now the Yankees manager will come out, maybe check Caballero a little bit. Now he's going to talk to the umpire. Just runs back immediately. So what was that about? Probably just whining about something up to the plate. This will be 1-0 here in the top of the 7th. 2-0 lead for the Yankees. I know a lot of the District Nation subscribers are not too keen on the Yankees, so maybe they'd like if the Royals won. The 1-0 here. Swinging a fly ball down the right field line and foul, and it'll be 1-1. Got a good piece of that one, but it was foul. So it'll be 1-1 here, top 7. Thanks to everyone who's already tuned in. We got a good game here. 2-0 bases loaded here in the top of the 7th. Royals trying to hold them down. Now stepping off is the pitcher Mears. So that's his 1 disengagement so far. So to be 1-1 here with no outs. Trying to get something here from Means, the pitcher. Just anything. Here comes the 1-1 to Caballero, the pitch. Swinging a little looper out to left field. Catch made by the left fielder, Collins. He's going to fire it quickly into the cutoff man, and that's out number 1. So that's not going to move anybody there. So it's out number 1. Collins got it in quickly. Good play there. Ball out to shallow left. Collins comes running in and then fires it to Michael Garcia, who was ready to cover the bag. So it's out number 1. Grisham started to run just a little bit, but immediately came back. Looks like they've got a good game in the Mets game, too. Here comes the pitch to the new, and that's swung on and missed by Austin Wells, and it's an 0-1 count. Wells up to the plate with 1 out. He looks similar to Grisham. They both got the mustache. Wells last year had the first leadoff home run to a season by a Yankee. He was hitting in the leadoff spot and led it off with a home run. Here comes the 0-1. Grisham swings and pops this one out left field and foul, and this one will get out of play, so it'll be an 0-2 count. 0-2, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Mears at 23 pitches now. You never want a player like this to get that much into games. You never want a pitcher out of the pen who isn't a long man to have that many pitches. He comes set. Maybe the most will get 40. The 0-2 coming, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Set a slider low and away. Mears sets him down. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. So we go 2 outs now, and that'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt. He's 2 for 3. Let's go, everybody. Get into it. Sets now. The pitch to Paul Goldschmidt is low ball, 1 with a slider, and it's a 1-0 count. Got to play the charge sound effect every so often, especially when you have a chance like that. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Trying to get out of this here. Coming set is Mears. The 1-0 to Goldschmidt, the pitch. It is low with a slider, and it's a 2-0 count. Here, top 7. 86 miles an hour on that breaking ball. Can the Royals get out of it? 2 for 3 is Goldschmidt. He's got a couple singles in today's game out of the leadoff spot. Led the game off with a ground out. The 2-0 from Mears, the pitch, is low and out, ball 3. The last thing you want to do here is walk in a run. That is the absolute last thing. And then bring up Aaron Judge. Well, this is a clutch situation, so Judge will probably strike out. But you don't want to bring him up anyway. Likewise, anything clutch situation, you might strike out. But at the same time, he still is one of the best hitters in the league. The 3-0 in there, called strike one with a fastball, and that'll be a 3-1 count. No ABS there. And looking at the replay, maybe the tip of the ball is touching the zone. So it'll be 3-1 now. Mears just got to throw some strikes here on a 3-1 count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It is outside, ball 4. Catcher wants to challenge this. That was way outside, though. He's going to challenge it, but this probably will walk in a run. Looking at the play, it is a ball, so that one is way outside. Royals will lose a challenge here. 3-0 game. That is off by 1.7 inches, it says. Wow. So an RBI walk for Paul Goldschmidt will bring up Aaron Judge with the bases loaded. It's now the Yankees 3, Royals nothing. And this will be the end of the day for Mears. He'll be taken out of this game. Here, that'll end the game for Mears. We'll get a new pitcher here. Excuse me, I just had to take the headset and hat off for a minute. So here we go. We'll check on who the new pitcher is. Get you updated on him. But Mears' day is over after only 0.2 innings worked. He got a couple outs, but can't get more than that. He only gave up 2 hits. He was just walking guys. He walked 2 guys. He grabbed a strikeout in the inning, but we don't know how many runs his total is just yet because all 3 runners are attached to him. So if any of these guys come in, it's his fault until this batter right here. So now it's going to be Alex Lange coming into the game. Lange will pitch in the game for the Royals. Here, top 7. Now they're just looking for an arm to keep them in this game. Maybe try to strand some of the runners. Here we go. Thanks to everyone who's already tuning in here, watching some MLB baseball with us. We got the Royals and the Yankees. Yankees paying a visit to the Kansas City Royals. This is 3rd game of a 3-game series. We'll be back this Friday with more Nationals baseball. That's what we usually stream on this channel. We also got Commanders content, Mavericks content. You can find that all right here. Big sports fan here for those teams. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. For whatever reason you're here, though, thanks for tuning in. So we're top 7 here. It'll be Lange to face Rice with 2 outs and the bases loaded. So it's not Judge just yet. It's Lange for now. That's good. They don't have to face Mr. Clutchman first. The clutch strikeout man will hit 2nd in this lineup. Yep, it'll be Rice, who's actually been good this year. So Lange will face him. He wears number 56. 21 games, no holds with a 4.88 ERA. See how he does. Alex Lange, 21 games, no holds. He'll step up. As said, here we go. It'll be Ben Rice to face Lange. First pitch to Rice. And Rice takes a slider in there. Called strike 1. It's an 0-1 count. This will be 0-1 with 2 outs here in the 7th. Ben Rice, he's 1 for 2 on the day. He has a triple and a walk. Then he was out on the double play on that walk, the pitch. And Rice takes a slider low and out. That'll make the count 1-1. Lange, a righty, on the mound. Wears number 56. He steps back onto the rubber. Can he get Rice out right here? He comes set. Here comes the 1-1 to Rice. And this one is hit inside ball 1. Sorry, didn't mean to say hit there. That is taken for a ball, and it'll be a 2-1 count. So the Yankees, apparently, they were talking. Aaron Judge was talking to ownership about this and management. He wants to wear alternate uniforms. He wants to wear alternate blue Yankees uniforms, which the Yankees have never worn. They've always worn 2 uniforms. Now they're considering a 3rd. The 2-1. And Rice takes outside ball 3, and it's a 3-1 count. Excuse me, I had to go off screen for a second. 3-1, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch to Rice, and he takes called. Strike 2 there with a sinker, and that makes the count 3-2. Had to cough there. I like to go off screen, though. Make sure you can't see any of that. Yankees now have 62% of the poll in our poll right now. 3-2, 2 outs. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball. This is going to be through the hole in the right field, and all the runners were on the move. Up with it is Caglione. 2 runners will score. The throws into second, and now there's runners on the corners. Volpe scores from third, and McMahon scores from second. So, the bases were loaded. Volpe was on third. McMahon was at second, and Goldschmidt was at first. That was through the hole. Volpe was able to score, and McMahon was able to score from second. So that moves the man, Goldschmidt, who walked up to third, and Rice has an RBI base hit. 2 RBI, single for Ben Rice. 2 runners score. It's now a 5-0 game, and Aaron Judge up to the plate to try to make it worse. And he can make it worse because he's not in a clutch situation now. Here's the pitch. Judge takes a sinker in there, called strike 1, and it's an 0-1 count. Just grounds that one through the hole in the right field. Looks like first baseman Pasquinito did not give it effort at all. He heads towards the bag and then becomes the cutoff man. Here's the pitch to Judge, and that's low with a slider. Catcher makes a nice block there. That evens up the count at 1-1. 1-1, 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Nice one through the hole, and all the runners were on the move, so they all really got basically an extra bag because of it, besides the runner headed to first, which was Rice. The 1-1 to Judge. And Judge swings and drives this one. Deep right, left center field, going back is Thomas. And he makes the catch a couple steps in front of the track. Lane Train makes the catch in the gap for out number 3, inning over. 8 batters come to the plate for the Yankees. 3 score. It's a 5-0 game now. 3 runs in the inning. All 3 earned on 3 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. After 6.5, we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. We will stretch right here on District Nation 5-0. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment right here on District Nation for more baseball. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't touch that dial. Do not touch that channel. We'll be back in a sec. And welcome back into District Nation as we're coming up on the bottom of the 7th inning. It's going to be Pasquinito, Perez, and Jensen for the Royals in the bottom of the 7th. Excuse me there, I had to step away for a sec, and now we're back. Thanks for tuning in. It'll be Garrett Cole for a 7th inning now. He's been working very efficiently, though. His pitch count is amazing for the situation he's in right now. He'll work into the 7th. Here's the first pitch from Cole. This one is swung on and popped up by Pasquinito on the infield. Third baseman's under it, and it's going to be the third baseman, McMahon, to make the catch for out number 1 on that infield fly. So that's out number 1. It's not called infield fly. I just wanted to describe it somehow. That's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. 71 pitches for Garrett Cole. Now the question has to be asked. I asked it earlier. How long does he go? Already amazing in an outing. 5-0 game here. He's got run support. First pitch to Perez. High ball 1 with a fastball, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1-0 here, bottom 7. So I need to finish this guy's line, Mirror's line. He gives up 3 earned runs in the end. Here's the pitch to Perez. He swings and lines this one into center field. That's a base hit for Salvador Perez here with 1 out. So Perez, who was 0 for 2 on the day, and his average wasn't great coming in, lines one to center, and he's got a knock with 1 out. So lines that one up there. So there's a nice hit. 3 earned runs for Mears. Lang does not get any earned runs. I believe he'll come out again because he only faced 2 guys. He gave up a single and a fly out, and none of the runs were his. So now it'll be Jensen, the catcher. He's 0 for 2. Cole sets. The pitch to Jensen is low ball 1 with a fastball, and it's a 1-0 count. 10-10 is when the Dodgers game is coming up. Looks like Fernando Cruz is up in the bullpen for the Yankees. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss at a changeup at 85 miles an hour, and that makes it a 1-1 count. So it goes right back to the changeup, which seems to be working right now. So 1-1, 1 out. Runner at first is Perez. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. It's a 2-1 count. 2-1, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Coming up on the 8th now. Now it's become a little bit of a longer game because that long top of the 7th with 3 runs scored for the Yanks. Cole sets. The 2-1. High and out, ball 3. So now this is a 13th consecutive scoreless inning Cole's trying to work. But maybe the Royals will be the one to put up a run on him. Perez stands over at first. Not a fast guy. But moving him around the bases might just work. He may not be in the best shape, but someone with power like Jensen could drive him in, the 3-1. And Jensen fouls his back. It'll be 3-2. Once again, the guys behind the plate flinch at that one. So that makes the count 3-2. 3-2, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. We already stretched with the 7th inning stretch. Now we're bottom 7 here on District Nation. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Help out the channel. Here we go. Cole sets the 3-2. Swinging a fly ball on the infield. They are shifted a little bit over, but it's going to be the third baseman, McMahon, alone on the left side of the field. And he makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 outs now. And that'll bring up Lane Thomas. He's struck out twice in this game. Just looking now for just a hit. Maybe just take something home with you, Lane. Just a nice knock would help him out. Take a souvenir home. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. And looks like this is the end of the day for Garrett Kroll. Fernando Cruz will come into the game after Cole works a strong 6 2/3. He'll be out of the game. Only into the 80s with the pitch count, but he works 6 2/3 innings. Cruz will now come into the game here in the 7th. He comes in mid-inning with a runner at first with 2 outs, so he really needs to just get 1 out to be home free, really. Looks like the Mets have a 4-2 lead. Just checking out PAS's stream, see how he's doing. He's got a 4-2 lead. Be sure to check out Pure Gentleman Sports if you're into Mets content. So Cole, 6.2 innings, 4 hits given up. So far, we don't know his run count. He did not walk a guy, and he struck out 10 guys. Into double digits with the strikeout. He was dominant. No runs given up so far, unless Salvi finds a way to score. No runs. Wow. We'll head bottom of the 7th, 2 outs, and Fernando Cruz is going to take over for the Yankees. Pretty empty box score for the Royals in a 5-0 game for them. Bellinger is going to hit in the 8th for the Yankees when they come up. Bellinger's going to lead off. Then it's going to be Grisham and Volpe. But there's still 2 outs here. Still a chance that the Royals can put a couple on the board, maybe 1 or 2. Just slowly crawl back. Slowly crawling back is all that it takes here. Just a little bit of that would help. It'd be Lane Train to face Fernando Cruz. It'd be nice to see Lane Thomas get something done. Love seeing Lane Thomas do well. He's just a guy you gotta like, you know. Garrett Cole, though, 6 2/3 innings, only 4 hits, 10 strikeouts. Wow. Say wow a lot. I throw it around a lot, but that's what he does. Brings wows. So thanks to everyone who's already tuning in here. Thanks for tuning in to District Nation to find your play-by-play live reaction. Love doing games over here whenever I can. It's usually on the weekends, but this summer we'll be able to do a lot more games than I usually do. Fernando Cruz, 25 games, 10 holds, a 2.08 ERA, so almost sub-2 with that inning. With that ERA, 21.2 innings, 30 strikeouts, 14 walks. Here's the first pitch to Lane Train. Lane Train, first pitch is outside with a slider, and it's a 1-0 count. Be sure to hit that like button, everybody. Help us get up on the likes, and hit that subscribe button if you not already have done so. So here we go. The 1-0 is low and out, ball 2 with a fastball, and it's a 2-0 count. 2-0, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th here. Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City, where the Kansas City Royals play their home games. It's a 2-0 count here to Lane. Cruz sets. Here's the pitch to Thomas. He takes inside ball 3 with a sinker. It's a 3-0 count. So no strikes being thrown so far. Lane Thomas could get a hold of one here, though. Lane Thomas loves getting to a 3-1 count and getting a pitch he likes. That's something sometimes what you got to do to Lane Thomas. Here's the 3-0. No way he has the green light. The 3-0, that's going to be a fastball at 94 right in there, called strike 1, and it's a 3-1 count. Now Lane Thomas can hack. If he wants to, Lane Thomas can take a huge swing right here. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. The 3-1 coming, the pitch. Lane swings and drives this one right field, ranging over his Judge, though, and he'll make the catch out there in right field, and Lane Thomas is retired for a 3rd consecutive time in this game. We are through 7, ladies and gentlemen. We'll head to the 8th inning, everybody. So we're through 7 full innings, 1 hit that time, 1 man left on base, and the man was Perez who got the knock. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on, and still 0 put in the books for the Royals. It is 5-0 as we head to the 8th inning, and Garrett Cole does get a 0 put into his earned run box. So we'll see if Lange stands out there for a second, or at least a 0.2 innings of work. He only has 0.1 so far. Came in mid-inning in the 7th inning. See if he comes back out for an 8th inning of work. Does he come out, or do they take him out? I didn't see any action. They didn't show any action for the Royals at all during that time that Lange was in the game. He got two batters faced. He gave up a hit and then got the out for Judge. He got out one of the better hitters in the league. So why not? Just leave him in. Ride as long as you can. Royals need to get something going offensively. 4 hits total, no runs. Got K'd up 10 times in this game by Garrett Cole. They could use a little offense. Lane Thomas 0 for 3. Jack Caglione 0 for 2. Collins 0 for 2. Jensen 0 for 3. Perez 1 for 3. Pasquanito 0 for 3. Witt Jr. 0 for 3. Garcia's 2 for 3, the only multi-hit game on the day. Macy has a hit, and Perez has a hit, and that's really it. That's their box score. Everything else, a bunch of Ks and a bunch of groundouts. They need to find a way to get some offense going if they want a chance to win this game, and it's got to be soon. They've got to figure something out, figure out who they're going to face, and figure them out. It'd be really nice for this team. So we head to the 8th. Will it be Lange to stay in the game for the Royals? It'd be Cody Bellinger to lead it off for the Yankees in the 8th. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're new here. Be sure to check out the other channel, Pure John Football. The link is in the chat. So be sure to go over there, hit that link, and hit that subscribe button. It'll be Bellinger. First pitch is in there, called strike 1. Lange Bauk out there for a little bit more work maybe. Here in the 8th, 5-0 game. Royals getting shut out. Here comes the 0-1. And Bellinger swings and misses at a fastball, and it's 0-2 now. 0-2, no outs here in the 8th. So 0-2 here. Coming set is, it's a new guy out there. It's Black out there now. Okay, the pitch is inside. So it's a new pitcher out there. So Lange's day is over. It's Black now. Black in for the 8th inning of work. Here comes the 1-2 to Bellinger. Swinging a fly ball left field side, but it'll be foul and we'll do 1-2 again. So Black is into the game. That's Mason Black. 4 games, no holds. No runs given up yet over his 4 2/3 worked. So good for him. He comes set. Here comes the pitch to Bellinger. Swinging a ground ball foul, first base side. Out of play, bounces into the other dugout on the first base side. So it'll 1-2 again. 0.1 innings works by Lange. Only 2 batters face. He gives up a hit. No runs. No walks, no strikeouts. He gets a ground out and a single, and that's it. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss at a fastball at 95 miles an hour up in the zone. Out number 1 here in the 8th inning, and that's the first strikeout for Black in this game. In his relief appearance, he gets a strikeout to start his outing. Sets down one of the better hitters in the league in Cody Bellinger. So that's out number 1. Stepping back up now is Trent Grisham, who pinch hit back in the 7th. Got himself a single and scored in that inning. Was also nailed by a throwdown from the catcher Jensen. Grisham takes a sweeper outside, ball 1. He got nailed when Grisham tried to backpick him over at second. He got hit by the ball. So that could not have felt good. Be 1-0-1 out here. Top 8. 206 average, 7 home runs, 29 RBIs. Here comes the 1-0 to Grisham. And he takes a cutter upstairs. It'll be a 2-0 count. 2-0-1 out here in the top of the 8th. Coming set is Black. He's at 8 pitches here. Here's the 2-0. Is called. Strike 1 with a fastball. Just up and out of the zone, it looked like. Looked like he may have nicked that one part of the zone, but it'd be a 2-1 count here. 2-1, 1 out, top 8. Royals need to get this inning done quickly so they can get the bats up. Here's the 2-1 to Grisham. Called. Strike 2 with a sweeper. That one swept right in his zone. He is sweeping some strikes. So it'll be 2-2 here. Grisham could use Grisham strikeouts here. Another use for the Crickets, but I don't know if I'll turn them on again. Got to say all the corny jokes. Some little kid's trying to get a wave going behind the plate. No one seems to be joining him, though. The 2-2. High ball 3 with a fastball. Trent Grisham swing through that pitch. So it'll be 3-2, 1 out here. Top 8. Yankees have a pretty busy box score the past few innings after they really got to Cameron and after Cameron was taken out of the game. The pitch, and that is swung on and fouled back. We'll do 3-2 again after that 83-mile-an-hour sweeper is fouled off. The Royals, you got to admit, they're bringing a lot to the table, though, with their pitches, not just throwing fastballs and sliders over the plate. They're bringing variety. It's just the variety gets hit. Not like they're getting barreled up a little bit. So it'll be 3-2, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball, right field, but that is well foul, and we'll do 3-2 again. Hit well, and well foul. That's an Austin Wells foul ball. So do 3-2 again. The pitch. Inside, ball 4, almost got him. Grisham's going to throw away the bat. So that is a walk. And now there's a runner at first with 1 out. So runner at first for Anthony Volpe, who's 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. He scored after that walk somehow. I'm going to say somehow because they really strung them together there, and Volpe just happened to be one of them. He had one of the big leads there. Now it'll be Volpe to face Black. First pitch to Volpe. He takes a sinker in there called strike 1. Looks like we got a lot of games underway. I am going to be probably going to bed after this, but I might watch some of the Dodgers game just to watch some baseball. We won't be streaming it. Probably find you a stream where they're watching that, though. Here comes the 0-1. Swinging a fly ball, hit pretty well to left center field. Going back is Thomas and Collins to the track. Collins will make the catch a couple steps in front of the track for out number 2. That one does not get out of here, but Volpe gave it a ride. So that's out number 2. Volpe is down. So Volpe, once again, is out. He's 0 for 3 on the night now. Hasn't been struck out yet, though. So there's 2 outs now, and that'll bring up Ryan McMahon. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Had a single and scored in that very chaotic 7th inning. It'll be McMahon to step up to the plate. A lefty to face the righty as the righty Black comes set to face the lefty McMahon. First pitch, and McMahon takes this inside for a ball. It'll be a 1-0 count with 2 outs here in the 8th. .193 average for McMahon's coming along so far in this game, though. He's hitting .333 in this game. The 1-0 is outside, ball 2, and it'll be a 2-0 count. The Royals are down to 1 challenge now. I thought they might challenge that one. Last inning, they challenged it on one of the walks that Mears gave up. Catcher Jensen challenged a call, but call stood. So it'll be a 2-0 here. The pitch. Swinging a fly ball out to left field. Collins going back to the track at the wall, and it's gone. Ryan McMahon with an opposite field bomb, and the Yankees take a 7-0 lead. You know what? Let's say it. Watch it fly, Ryan McMahon, and it's 7-0 here in the top of the 8th. The Yankees take a lead here in the 8th. They jump out even further. Ryan McMahon, as I said, was coming along a little bit. He has a multi-hit game. He's hitting .500 in this game now. So a bomb for him to left field, going opposite field, Apotaco Bombo. So that drives in 2. He's one of them, and he drives in Grisham. So it's a 7-0 game now. Black gives up a homer. So that'll bring up Jose Caballero in a 7-0 game. Here, top 8. Black sets. Now he just got to get out of the inning, the pitch, and that is swung on and popped up. Foul ground, heading over his first baseman to give it a look. He's finding it, and he finds it in foul territory. First baseman Vinny Pasquanito makes a nice catch in foul territory. And that's out number 3. Inning over. But the Yankees get 2 more on a Ryan McMahon 2-run home run. 2 runs, 1 hit. No one left on base as we head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 7-0 Yankees. Royals really need to get some offense going now. Top of the 8th gives 2 more as McMahon goes yard. So we'll head bottom 8. Thanks for tuning in, everybody who's hung around with us throughout this game. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. So now I want to find you guys a Dodgers stream that I'll redirect you to after this game. Some sort of stream where you can go watch that game. Live play-by-play for that stream. So looking here, looks like we may be able to go to PAS. If PAS are really, they're in the top of the 8th. We just passed them. We're in the bottom of the 8th now, so we might end up going to PAS. I think Fitzy's going. Rising Rhino is no longer streaming. He streamed the Cavs-Knicks game. Okay, that's cool. The Dixon Way is live. Okay. He's doing some WNBA. We might head over to the Dixon Way, if anything. He's covering some WNBA. He's got a few people in the chat. He's watching Atlanta Dream and Minnesota Lynx. Okay. So we may head over to the Dixon Way. Maybe. If there's anyone else streaming. Orioles Birdwatcher's already done streaming, so no idea who we're going to tonight. Chances are we're headed to Old Dixon Way, though. One of my personal favorites. So we'll head bottom 8. It's going to be Caglione, Macy, and Collins for the Royals in the bottom of the 8th inning. Caglione has struck out twice in this game. Macy's 1 for 2, and Collins is 0 for 2. So Caglione, it's my focus here is just don't strike out, buddy. Coming set, here's the first pitch, and that is in there, called strike 1 with a splitter. Is that a new guy out there? We got someone new. That is Cruz still on the mound, okay. So we 0-1 here, no outs. Excuse me. Here's the pitch, and Caglione swings and misses at a splitter low in the zone, and it's 0-2. Another splitter gets him to swing through it, so it's 0-2 now. Yankees really winning in the poll now. All right, so we had plenty of Yankees fans here. That's okay. Coming set is Cruz. He waits now. The 0-2 to Caglione. Swinging a ground ball foul, first base side would do 0-2 again. Caglione, the focus here has got to be just don't strike out. Just don't. You don't want to have that bad of a line. 3 strikeouts in a game. Just put the ball in play. I think that's a good mindset to have when you're losing by 7. Get a knock. Have a nice little, maybe get a line drive, even if it gets caught. Get a nice piece of Cruz here. Here's the pitch. And he swings and just loops this one out to shallow center, going out second baseman. Coming in is the left fielder Caballero. It'll be the left fielder Caballero for out number 1 on that flyout. So that's out number 1. Here in the bottom of the 8th, retires Caglione, who continues to struggle. He's now 0 for 3. So it's 1 out now. It'll be Macy, the second baseman, Michael Macy. 1 for 2. He was Garrett Cole's 10th strikeout, though. He was the 10th strikeout victim. He was looking. He faces Cruz now, the righty. The pitch is in there, called strike 1 with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's an 0-1 count. Macy's 1 for 2 with a double. 229 average, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs with a 650 OPS. The 0-1. Swing and a miss at a splitter, and it's 0-2. Would like to find a Dodgers stream tonight, though. That'd be really nice. We can keep watching baseball throughout the night. 0-2, 1 out. Cruz waits on his sign. He nods and comes set. The 0-2. Swinging a ground ball. First baseman fields it cleanly. That's Goldschmidt. He'll take it to the bag himself. And this out is made for out number 2. So that's 2 outs quickly for the Royals now. Retired. Caglione and Macy are retired. And then I'll bring up Collins, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Collins will face Cruz. Cole really set up the bullpen well, going 6 2/3, 4 hits, 10 Ks. And you could say he broke their offensive spirits. First pitch from Cruz to Collins is high ball 1 with an 82-mile-an-hour slider, and it's a 1-0 count. 1-0, 2 outs. Isaac Collins hitting .213. Here's the 1-0. He swings and misses at a fastball, and it's evened up at 1-1. Really took a hack at that one, though. Wanted to maybe get a good piece of that, but he can't. So to be a 1-1 now. Let's go. Subscriber number 284. Let's go. We just gained another. Let's go. Thank you so much to that new subscriber. Here's the pitch, and that one is swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. I believe we were at 283 before this, during that, so I think we just hit a new number at 284. Thank you so much to whoever just subscribed. I think we just hit a new number. I can't recall. I've been staring at that number all night. It's kind of become oblivious to me. So to be 1-2 here. Sorry if the new subscriber, I'm sorry if I didn't give you too big of a shout out, but I apologize. Here comes the 1-2. Here comes the pitch. Low and in ball 2. So looks like we did gain 1. Let's go. 284 now. Thank you to that new subscriber. Welcome to District Nation. You just joined the nation. Thank you so much for joining. And if you have not just yet, go click on that other link. User says, yo, what's up? User, I'll just call you that. The 2-2. Swinging a fly ball. Shallow on the infield now. First baseman Goldschmidt is going to be the second baseman Rosario to make the play for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning worked for the Yankees, and we will head to the 9th. It is 7-0 as we head to the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, no runners left on base in that inning. We'll head to the 9th. It is still the Yankees 7, the Royals 0. Thanks to User for hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for tuning in. We'll head to the 9th. Thanks for tuning in. If maybe you're a Yankees fan, Royals fan, or just a sports fan, we cover Nats here, the Mavericks, the Commanders. But I cover these games as well when there's random nights I can cover a game. So we'll head to the 9th. 7-0 game right here on District Nation. Calling a heartbreaker here. Real heartbreaker. So it looks like PAS is headed in the 9th too. It would be really bad if we ended at the same time. That would be, now can't redirect to him. He can't redirect to me. Maybe Delay is covering the Dodgers game perhaps? No, he is not. So no one is covering the Dodgers game, it seems like. And Delay just finished up 10-15 minutes ago. So I can't find anyone who's doing the Dodgers game yet. That I know, at least. So I'll find a stream while we wait here as we head to the 9th. So we could head to maybe... Well, it's all bringing up the other live streams. All the other teams, and then different languages as well. That's cool. Someone doing a game in a different language, doing it in Japanese. That's cool. A lot of people doing different games right now. A lot of people doing it on MLB The Show, too. So we'll head to the 9th. It's going to be Wells, Goldschmidt, and Rice. So I think we might end up going watching WNBA if that doesn't go well. But thank you so much also to User for hitting that subscribe button and saying what's up. So, looks like Post Malone and Jelly Roll are playing at Kaufman. That's cool. Swinging a foul off by Wells. And it'll be 0-1. Black out there for a second inning of work. Might as well leave him out there. He's at 20 pitches coming into the inning. You're losing by 7 runs. Might as well. So we 0-1 here. Here's the pitch. From Black to Wells. The delivery is going to be a sweeper that sweeps into the zone, and it's 0-2. Someone swept right back into the zone. So looks like we got a challenge here. Okay, Wells challenged the call. We'll look at the review here, the ABS, and it is a ball. So the count's going to be overturned. That was low and in, so that's a ball. It missed by 1.9 inches, so the ump was pretty off on that one. That makes the count 1-1 instead of 0-2. Coming set is Black. The 1-1 to Wells. He swings and misses at a fastball, and it's a 1-2 count, or he tipped it into the glove. It'll be a 1-2 count. Top of the 9th here on District Nation. Thanks for tuning in, everybody who stuck with me throughout this game. It's very nice of you for hanging out. Black comes set. Here comes the 1-2. Swinging a line drive, right field, but that's going to be an easy play right to the right fielder, Caglione. So that's a line out to the right fielder for out number 1. So if this game was close, I'd say that we got the top of the order coming up for the Royals. They've got Garcia, Witt Jr., and Pasquanito. If they wanted to mount a comeback here, if they so desire, they can. So top of the 9th, here's the pitch, and that is low ball 1 to Goldschmidt, and it's a 1-0 count with the sinker. Thanks to everyone who's already tuning in with me. We got a few people in the chat here. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for hanging out with me during this game. Here's the pitch, and Goldschmidt takes a slider in there, called strike 1 at 85 miles an hour. It even up the count at 1-1. We got plenty of views, though, total, so thank you so much to everyone who tuned in to this video. Coming set is Black. Here's the 1-1. And this one is swung on and missed on a sinker, and it's 1-2 now. 1-2, 1 out. Goldschmidt steps back up to the plate. Coming set's Black. The 1-2. Swinging a fly ball foul, and what do we 1-2 again? So I think PAS's stream might end up a little bit before mine because his team who's winning is the home team. It's just like Chat Sports just put out, will the Commanders be legitimate Super Bowl contenders? That's interesting. The 1-2. Swinging a fly ball foul, and what do we 1-2 again? Just got that notification. Honestly, I think they will. Legitimate Super Bowl contenders. I think the Commanders could do it. They're going to be better this year. I saw at OTAs, they were saying this is a very different roster. It's a very electric roster now. A new back onto the roster, which is something they needed. They got Sonny Styles. This will be a much better team. The 1-2 is high ball 2. It'll be a 2-2 count. So 2-2, 1 out. Black comes set. He's at 30 pitches now. He waits. The 2-2 to Goldschmidt. Swing and a miss at a slider. Low and in. So strikeout number 1, or that's 2 for Black. He had 1 back in the 8th. His second swinging strikeout of the night. Second strikeout in general. So that's 2 strikeouts. And now it'll be Ben Rice to hit. He's 2 for 3 on the day. So it looks like the Royals are going to play the Rangers next on Friday. That's cool. They're going to Texas, and they're playing. And here's the first pitch, and that is in there, called strike 1, 6:45 Central Time. So it is in Central Time over there. So it looks like the Reds game and Mets game might end before us. Here comes the 0-1 from Black to Rice, and that's outside, and that evens up the count at 1-1. So it'll be 1-1, 2 outs. Royals could really use a comeback in the bottom of the 9th of a 7-run deficit for the Royals to overcome. They could use some offense. Here comes the 1-1, and this one is swung on and grounded right to the first baseman. He takes it himself in time for the out, and that'll end the inning. So that ends it. 1-2-3 that time. First baseman Caglione was able to take it, or Pasquinitos at first. Takes it himself for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no runners. Left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth. It is the Yankee 7, Royals nothing right here on District Nation. Waiting for this one to go. See how long we can keep it. This looks like a lot of people streamed tonight. It was a Wednesday night. It's one of the only Wednesday nights I've streamed in a little while. Don't stream Wednesday nights usually. So thanks to everyone who already tuned in with me today. Bottom of the ninth. So I'm going to refresh ESPN right here so it's updated. So we know when this comeback starts, because we all know the Royals are about to score 8 runs out of absolutely nowhere. Yep, they're going to score. We all know it as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Good thing, though, the umpires have been very good in this game. The ABS has shown they've been pretty close, usually only a few overturned, but they've been pretty close so far.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo! Yeah.
Gotta play the Enrico Palazzo sound effect, the best sound effect on the soundboard. The soundboard is not too deep just yet. I have the charge sound effect, and it has, let's go. Get the rally started. We're headed to the ninth, everybody. Bottom of the ninth. It's going to be the top of the order for the Royals. They have a chance to score 8 runs if they want to. If they most desire, they can do it because they're the Royals. Nothing like the Nats. The Nats rally a lot more. But here we go. Bottom of the ninth coming up. I have no idea where we're going to go after this. It really depends on where we end up. So to be Camilo Doval to take over. 23 games, 3 holds with a 5.40 ERA. He'll take over here, the righty. He'll take over for the bottom of the ninth. I wonder if Joe Davis is doing the Dodgers game right now. Because he usually does national television games as well as the other ones. 1.1 innings worked by Cruz. No hits, no strikeouts either. So to be Michael Garcia here in the bottom of the ninth to get the 7-run rally going. Duvall's first pitch is low and out with a cutter at 100 miles an hour into 1-0 count. So we go, bottom of the ninth inning. A single and a double for Garcia. If they bat around, he could still go for the cycle. He just needs a triple and a homer. He really only needs a triple and a homer. The 1-0 inside, and that makes it a 2-0 count with another 100-mile-an-hour cutter. Doval here in the ninth. Not a save situation. It's a 7-run lead. So anything but a save situation. This will be 2-0 here in the bottom of the ninth. Coming sets Doval. He used to be a good closer, too. It's a shame he's become now this. The 2-0 is in there. Called strike 1 with a 99-mile-an-hour cutter. Did not touch triple digits that time. It'll be a 2-1 count. So 2-1. No outs. Coming sets Doval. The 2-1 pitch is in there. Called strike 2 with a 99-mile-an-hour cutter. So he's thrown the cutter 4 times. He's touched double digits twice, and it went to 99 the other times. So rounded up, he's been at 100 3 times now. Good for him. So it'll be 2-2 here. Doval sets the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball. This is going to be at the shortstop chopper. Volpe makes the play. Fires to first. In time to get a jogging Michael Garcia for out number 1. So now they'll bring up Bobby Witt Jr. He's 0 for 3 on the day. A strikeout and 2 flyouts. Here in the bottom of the ninth, he has a chance to get on the hit column, though. It'd be nice for him. Keep the on-base streak alive, if it even exists. If the on-base streak is a thing, let's keep it going, Mr. Witt Jr. Doval steps back under the rubber. Their team's closer, though, is Bednar, though, so no stranger to why they don't have him on the mound. It's pretty obvious why. And Witt takes inside with a sinker at 99 and it's ball 1. So 1-0 count. So I turn this way. Kind of has a line on the screen. I have no idea what that is on the camera. Here comes the 1-0 to Witt. He swings and grounds this one. Third baseman makes a chopping play towards the hole. Fires to first in time to get Bobby Witt for out number 2. Third baseman that time, McMahon, played towards the hole a little bit, had to range over, and that's out number 2. So 2 outs here, and the Royals are now down to their last out here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. So here we go. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Now you got to get a 2-out rally going with Pasquanito up to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Don't think there's too big of a chance for a rally, but weirder things have happened. So it'll be 2 outs now. It'll be Pasquanito, the lefty, to face Doval, the righty. Doval shakes off. He comes set now. First pitch to Vinny Pasquanito. And this one is in there, called strike 1 with an 102-mile-an-hour cutter. Really got up with the velocity that time, and it's an 0-1 count. Strikeout, 2 pop-ups for Vinny Pasquanito. It'll be 0-1 here. Coming set is Doval. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a sinker, low and out, and it's 0-2, and now the Royals are down to their last strike. 0-2, 2 outs. Coming set is Doval. Looks like JJ was on the mic for this exact game. All right. Here comes the 0-2. Low and in, ball 1, and that makes it a 1-2 count. Isn't that his 3rd game of the day? Wow. Good for JJ, calling a lot of games in a day. Called the Phillies game, or this is the 2nd game of the day. So it'll be 1-2, 2 outs. Pure Gentleman Sports is alive, though. Here comes the 1-2, the pitch. Swinging a chopper right back to the pitcher. He fields it cleanly. Fires to first. Pasquanito sprinted it out, but he can't get it, and that will end the game. The Yankees take a 7-0 shutout. That ends the game. So the Yankees win this one 7-0, and they shut out the home team, the Royals, and they sweep the Royals in Kansas City. That's how this one gets done. We will be done now. The Royals sweep this one. Wow. So here we go. So I'll just head over to this screen. Wow, so 7-0 loss. They took care of that one quickly. 7-0. Didn't let the offense work at all. The Royals, their offense just couldn't get going. 4 hits total. Nothing going for them. So that's through. We're done with 9. Jazz Chisholm didn't even need to play at all, and they still won 7-0. I thought he was going to go 50-50. So that's it. 7-0 win. I think it's important. Good outing from Cameron, though. 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. And, of course, Garrett Cole, 6.2 innings, 4 hits, 10 strikeouts. The starting pitchers came to play. The Royals' bullpen did not. Combined, they gave up 5 runs. So, not the best outing from them. Their bullpen did not come to work. So, that'll end today's stream. Thank you so much for showing up to a rare Wednesday night stream because on the school year. Because school, obviously, takes over my life. And this is much more enjoyable than that. And that's why I do it whenever I can get a chance. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. I do have a redirect link for you. We will be back this Friday at 6:45 Eastern Standard Time, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. First pitch, you can find me, will be right here on District Nation with Washington Nationals baseball, which is my specialty. Thank you so much for tuning into this stream, though, hanging out with me for a little while. Looks like this game's about to end, so I'm going to send you over to PAS now. Thank you so much. Remember, tune in tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you then. Or excuse me, not tomorrow, Friday, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday. I will see you then. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you soon on District Nation. Thank you so much for coming, and I will see you later. Remember, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Friday. Thank you so much.